Welcome, 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 everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the aftermarket. Woo! Hopefully, you guys are pumped up and fired up. I've been fired up all day. Apple got me really, really fired up because it just was just doing crazy Apple things. But welcome to the aftermarket. I'm your host, Dawn James, aka J&J Video Reacts. This is a lounge for traders created by traders, just for us to kick back, relax, chill, and talk about our day trading in the stock market, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But hopefully nobody had an ugly day today. Mine was questionable, but it was only because Apple didn't seem to want to make up its mind today. I don't know if the stock you were in was doing that, but the stock I was in was doing that. Okay, but I'll tell you what. Let's take a look at some hot stock crazy picks of the day. ICU jumped off today. I don't know if anybody got an ICU, but I was in the pre-market with Nate and those guys this morning. Linda, Matt, a lot of them. Mark, dude, I think Noonie was in there. Everybody was in there. ICU, ICCM, and Pixie. I think Christina got paid off of Pixie today. Nate got his money. I believe Mark McSee got some ICU money today. So, if you were in any of these today, you got paid. Good job. Congratulations. And guess what's back? The bell. I found it. Yes, I did. I found the bell. So, sometimes it's right there in your face. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so a little bit of a housekeeping. Do me a favor and make sure that you smash the like button. Okay, share the content, pass it on to your friends and family who want to learn how to trade stocks, but they just don't know where to get started. Bring them on over here. Let them watch some of these things first. Let them see how cool we are together. And they'll want to be a part of it because I want to be a part of it. Everybody who comes through American Dream Trading wants to stay and be a part of it because it's that type of community. Shout out to Coach, man. Shout out to Coach Chad Christian. If you haven't heard of him, you will. If you don't know, now you know. Chad Christian is the CEO and founder of American Dream Trading, of which we are all a part of. And he teaches us how to get in trades, out of trades, and you guessed it, everything in between. So he has strategies that are proven, that have been back tested time and time again by us members. Shout out to David Yanez. And have taken it and run with it and made nice sums of money and are reaching out and teaching others. So we are a group that are growing within ourselves, and we want to thank you, Coach, for starting this and getting us to the point where we can really begin to. You've taught us how to fish. We're not out here asking for fish. We don't have to ask for fish. We can find our own fish. Thank you. Okay? Thank you. That is an amazing trait to have, an amazing skill to have, and you have provided us with that. And we're all honing it. Let me get in on, let's see here. All right, who we have down here? All right, I see 31 people in the chat. Hopefully we have 31 likes right now. If not, let's get to liking. Let's get to liking, babies. Let's get to liking. We got Future Trader. What's up, Future Trader? You're like always the first one in here. Miranda, what's up, darling? Love you, Miranda. Miguel Lara, welcome, Miguel. Aaron Wright, love you, Aaron. Thank you so much for all the support. I really appreciate it, my brother. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. And it's coming, right? Steve-O! Yeah! Steve-O is in the house. Vegan Knowledge, JJ, my beautiful wife. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can't wait to join you later on tonight on Meatless Monday. For those, she's got beginning tips, top tips for beginning vegans. So if you've ever thought about becoming vegan or thinking about it, head on over to Meatless Monday. She's at 201 subscribers. We're trying to get that channel to grow. So yeah, please come in. Thank you for those of you that do come and support. We appreciate it. We've got a lot of people who are looking to get healthy, and yeah, that's what that's for. We need to be healthy to be traders in here, okay? We need to keep our physical health right in order to keep our mental health right. And in order to keep our physical health right, the mental health needs to be right. So they work hand in hand with each other. Can't be stressed out trading. Okay. One of the things that coach teaches us, you know what? Tell me in the chat, how do you trade without being stressed? I want to see it. I want to know that you guys are paying attention and listening to coach. What is the one thing, if you had to pick one out of the many, that you can do to keep yourself from being stressed out in a trade? Let me see it in the chat. Air Twister, what's up? Welcome. Michael 1475, welcome. Brad James, welcome, baby. Victoriano, yeah, Victoriano. You cannot just say Victoriano. You have to say Victoriano. You got to do it. You got to. 16, welcome. John Lee, welcome, honey. Welcome, John. TJ, that was quick. Got over there quick, bro. And don't forget, the link is in the description of the video to join over here. But we'll go into that in a second. Juan V, welcome. Arlo! Arlo, what's up, baby girl? Brad James, AB Inc. 9, welcome, welcome, welcome. Who else we got? We got Eric 7. Hey, Eric, welcome. That's my buddy over on Twitter. I didn't know what to call it for a quick second. X, Twitter, what, you know where I mean. How are you? Welcome. Yeah, how close can I get it? J Fred Ready Yima 78. That's a lot of different stuff there, but you know who you are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What up, Arlo? Okay, so let's go over some house rules. We know coach's rules. We know coach's rules, and we usually like to go over them in the beginning of the show. But also, there are 3 links that you will find in the description of this video. One is the very first, most important one, and that is if you need to vent. This is why we're here. If you need to come up, already somebody's come in. Somebody's come in. If you need to come up here and talk to us, tell us about your trade. If you want us to pick your trade apart, pull up some charts, do what, hey, that Ron, pick your trade apart with the pull up of the chart. Okay, we will do that. All right, we will do that. So link is in the description of the video. It says click here to join the panel. You click that, follow the prompts, you'll be on the screen with us and you can talk to us and we'll help you out. We don't bite. We bark a little bit, but we don't bite. Next is AmericanDreamTrading.com. Why is that link there? Well, because if you're not a member of American Dream Trading, how else do you think you're going to become a member? You got to click that link. Okay, so click AmericanDreamTrading.com's link, go in and join the VIP program right off the top. For a whole year, it's only $2,500. Okay, but if you think that's good, try Lifetime, baby. Try Lifetime. Right now, he's extended it one more day. One more day. It is not going to be here tomorrow. It is not guaranteed to be here tomorrow. And if it is, then we're going to be lucky because he can drop that at any moment. $5,000 for the lifetime. Do the math. If it's $2,500 for a year and he's telling you, yeah, you know what, you double it, you don't have to pay any more. Are you crazy? Okay, if you don't do that, something's wrong. And last but not least is the tip jar. If you feel that you're getting benefit from the hosting and the content that you're being given, and you like the host and you're feeling my vibe and you want to help me trade by providing a couple extra dollars for me to do that, then yeah, the tip jar is there as well. So guys, and I've got a select few that are always tipping. Thank you guys. I really, really do appreciate that. You know it's needed and appreciated and wanted, and I love you. I love you for doing it. And don't forget Super Chat. You know, Coach, hey, Coach needs his hit too. So Super Chats are available. Get Coach some money. The tip jar is available. I have it on the lower third here in a little bit. But yeah, it's a Cash App. So yeah, if you want to do that, do that. But we're going to go ahead and hit you with the commercial for the VIP right off the top. And I'm going to let whoever this is in the back end in. If I could find this small mouse. Jen's like, you need a bigger mouse. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. There you go, babies. Took me a week while I was talking to you guys to throw that together, but hey, I think it came out good. I kept tweaking it over the weekend and kept sending it to Coach Ed and stuff, taking stuff out. So I'm sure he probably got tired of that after a point. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Who is this in here with me? Okay, fine. You don't want to answer? I have a phone. I can enlarge. I can see. My phone is my eyes. My phone is my eyes. They dipped out. They dipped out. They dipped out. That's not cool. Don't be scared of me, man. I mean, come on. What's the deal? So, yeah. So let's go over Coach's rules. That's something that we usually like to do right in the beginning of the show. All right. So, rule number 1. Don't lose more than 1 to 3% of your account. If you are a brand new trader, that is a hard, fast rule that you need to follow to the letter. 1 to 3%. All right. So yeah, if you're trading and you're first off, let's go even back further. You shouldn't be trading with real money. Okay, you should not be trading with real money. And if you are, you need to stop. If you're brand new to trading, if you've never traded before, stop trading. Don't trade with real money. Use the paper account that Webull provides and some of the other brokers provide. Use a simulated account to go ahead and get your practicing of your mechanics in. And that way, and even that account, you want to practice with that account not losing 1 to 3%. Okay, that is a mechanic. That is a mentality that you want to practice, and you can also do that in paper trading. So no more than 1 to 3% account. If you have more than 2 red days in a row, 2 days of straight red, forget about it. Get out of there. You don't belong in there. Okay? Let it go. Sit back, relax, and learn. Okay? Train. Coach always says, train more than you trade, especially if you're struggling. Do not continue to trade if you have 2 red days in a row, period. You don't even want to go beyond that, okay? Because then you got a problem. Then you're just going to keep spiraling. It's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse, okay? So, yeah, don't have more than 2 red days in a row. Okay, so rule number 3. If you're not a master trader, no scalping, okay? If you have not been trading for years on end, don't scalp. Go with Coach's proven, back-tested 2-minute EWO strategy. There are some people that are still saying they don't understand how the 2-minute EWO works and they're losing money. Honestly, I used to not quite be where I needed to be profitable using the 2-minute EWO. And then I woke up. Okay? Then I woke up. I realized that it was me the whole time. It wasn't the 2-minute EWO strategy. It's just like people are like, why is the market going in that direction? It's not supposed to be going in that direction. I needed to go here. No, the market is always right, guys. The market's always right. You're wrong. If you're not going in the direction that the market is going and your money is not going where the market is going, meaning if it's going down and you're in a call, you're wrong. If the market's going up and you're in a put, you're wrong. The market's always wrong. Market's going to do what it's going to do regardless of what you think or want. So you better get on the right side of the market because it's always right. All right. Watch it first. Be an observer that first 15 to 30 minutes. It may mean you lose out on a little bit of EWOage, okay? But better safe than getting chopped up and being sorry. Okay? So if you know you're not good with chop, which I am not. Okay, if you know you're not good with chop, then let it go. Let it go and then get in later. That's what you got to do. What is wrong with this thing? Let me get back in. Link is working. JJ, link is working. Okay. So is the link not working? I think it is because somebody came in, but then they dipped out. Okay, so did anybody answer my question from earlier? How can you not be stressed out when you get into a trade? I'm looking through the chats to see if I see the answer. Gummies. Shout out to Tom McAllister. He said gummies. I thought for sure that was going to be Mark Mancini. I don't see it. Come on. I know somebody's got to know it. I know somebody's got to know it. Miranda, is the link okay? Because I'm just cutting and pasting. That means something's going on with Restream. I can do it right from here though. Linda L, what's up, sweetheart? Trader Vaughn, I see you. Bubbles, oh my God, welcome. Dom E, welcome. Funny baby story, how are you? Farah, hi, sweetheart. Ralph, what's going on, bro? Be there in a second, friend. All right, man. You know where to find me. Mikey B, what's up, baby? Okay, so since I didn't see it in the chat, small position sizes, guys. Small position sizes. Come on, I'm straight up disappointed. Nobody says small position sizes. That's the way not to be stressed out in a trade. Small position sizes. Okay, it has helped me tremendously not go overboard and not lose a ton of money. You know what I mean? So yeah, small position sizes are the best way to get in a trade and not be stressed out the whole way through. Rule number 4, 1 to 5 trades per day. Try to limit yourself to 1 to 5 trades per day. Okay, that way you're not over trading. If you get money and you get your daily goal, get out, be done. Don't keep going back in, Now, I'm not saying don't let a runner run. Don't get me wrong. If a runner is running, by all means, don't stop it because it's gone past your threshold of gain. Okay, if it doesn't tell you to get out of that trade, then stay in it. But the minute you start to see that pullback, if you've only got one contract, which we know you shouldn't be having, you should at least have minimum 2. And if you can't get 2 contracts, you shouldn't be in that particular stock. Go find a stock where you can afford 2 contracts and learn it. But dudes, I'm telling you, 1 to 5 trades is it. That's what I did today. And Apple chopped me up. At some points, I was about 14, 15 bucks up. And then it was down. So I'm like, you know what? No. We're not going to do this. I'm not good at chop. It took me damn near till 1 o'clock or right after lunch to figure that out. And once I did, I said, Apple is not going to give me a definitive direction today. David was talking about it. Arlo was talking about it. I'm like, nah, yeah, I'm out. I'm done. All right. So, yeah, 1 to 3 trades. Limit yourself. And a lot of times, places will do that. That'll just give you your buying power. And then when you run out of buying power, you don't have a choice. Position size is rule number 5. We just talked about that. Position size, are you in too big? You know, if you start sweating and shaking, if you are in too big. Rule number 6, if you are not ready for options, you should be doing shares and shares only. Okay, do not trade options. They will chop you up and eat your lunch. Okay, so don't trade options unless you're ready. And last but not least, use your stops. Coach always says all trades are risky. Use your stops. Okay, who do we have? I think that might be my bud Ralph. Ralph, is that you? Or is it Nate?
It's me, probably.
It's Nate. What's up? I could tell because of the background.
Oh, what's up,
How you
Dawn?
doing, bruh? I'm
All
good.
right.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm trying to make it.
I think you done already made it, bro. You trying to make more?
I make it do what it do.
I know that's right. I know that's right. So which one of these hot stock picks did you kill it on today?
I traded light today. I played ICU and I played ICCM. I never did get in Pixie, but I played.
You got an AWIN too, right?
I ain't gonna really say I was in it. I got right
Yeah.
back out when I didn't like what I saw. But I was in ICU 2 times today. I got in at 3:00, and then this morning, of course. So.
Well, you are training a lot of us in there how you do your technique. You got a lot of us wrapped up in the matrix in there. And this morning I dipped a Danny DeVito toe in ICU and I pulled about $3 to $5 out of it and I got out. So, it was just to practice the mechanic of setting that limit buy and getting out. So yeah, I was green.
Yeah, like I told you, once you get it down, it don't matter then. You can trade big or trade small. It doesn't matter. The mechanics don't never change.
You know what, Nate?
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to Coach and I'm so grateful to you. I'm so grateful to David for passing this knowledge on to us and helping me especially because you guys know the financial situation I'm in. I really appreciate this, dude. I'm going to be able to pull myself out of this mess at some point. And it's because of all the stuff that you guys are helping me with. This morning, I was so proud that I went into that stock and remember it was at like 38 cents.
Right.
And I said, Nate, I see 45,000 people down at 30 cents.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to set it for 30 cents. And it came and it picked me up. I got in that stock at 30 cents.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, it worked. He said to do that. Don't just jump in right where it's at. Wait, it'll go back down at some point. Just wait and sit patiently. And I'm like, okay, like you said, it's too many people there and it's got to go pick that up. And it did.
Yeah. And the thing about it, I used to do that. I used to jump in stocks and catch them going up. And I just kind of patiently wait. And if it don't come to me, I just don't do nothing with it. I just watch everybody else make money because I'm just not gonna do it. I would rather be consistent at doing it the right way than to just be jumping in, because I promise you,
that's huge.
When you start jumping in, it just makes so much sense for you to keep jumping in, and that's how you lose your money every time.
Yeah. That's huge right there. You guys are listening to this, I hope, right? We got a seasoned vet here at this point,
I don't know about that part, but
I knew you were gonna say that because this man is hit. Did you hit the 3 yet, Nate?
Oh yeah.
Look, we got to give it up, man. Nate is a millionaire 3 times over now. Okay, 3 million he has hit. He is one of the millionaires that has been created by Coach in American Dream Trading. He took Coach's teachings, ran with it, and he has become a millionaire 3 times over. I'm so proud of you, Nate. And listening to you, come on. You know what I mean? You crazy if you're not getting up in the morning and getting some tutelage. Okay? Coach puts the hot stock picks out there. If you're not going in looking for them, you're crazy. These guys are showing you, hey guys, here's how to get money. Here's where to get it and how to get it. If you don't get it, or if you're not getting it, that's because you don't want it bad enough. Honestly, that's because you don't want that's because you don't want it bad enough. I'm getting my ass up in the morning. I don't care how tired I am. Okay. And I'm going to learn. Okay. I don't care whether I got money or not. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to listen. Okay. For months, I didn't have the money to get in VIP. Coach helped me out with that. But it's like I'm sitting in there listening and learning if I'm not trading and making money. You got to. That's the only way to do it. It's the only way to do it, you know? So I don't know. How much did you make this morning, Nate, if you feel like telling us? You still with me? Nate? What happened? Oh my God, I lost him. I guess maybe he didn't want to tell us. Shout out to Nate, though. Nate is absolutely amazing. If you guys get in there in the morning and you hear what he does and Linda L, they're calling out stocks for you to get in, calling out areas of opportunity where there are buyers sitting at lower prices so that you can get in. They're giving us, ways to trade, those of us with paper accounts, you know what I'm saying? They're helping us with that. We're training first thing in the morning. So you can't help it. You can't help it. You know what I mean? Where are we? Man, Jen's right. I need a new mouse. I cannot find this thing. It's too little. I need to find a way to set it up and make it bigger, like how I had it on my other PC. There we go. Here we are. Okay, so here's my thing. Stop trading and start training. If you're having a situation where there's more red days than there are green days, then stop trading. If this is you, stop trading and start training. Okay? There's no way you need to continue to lose and lose and lose and lose and lose. Okay? Another cool thing, and I want to thank you guys. We've been talking about getting Coach to 10,000 subscribers. Right now, he is at 8,513. Woo! We're under the 1,500 mark, guys. We're under the 1,500 mark. So we're trying to get Coach to 10,000 by no later than Halloween. And we will count that down. I will make sure you know where he is in the process every single day. 8,513, less than 1,500 to go. If we have everybody just click that subscribe button or share it and have people click that subscribe button so that they can get this tutelage and learn, we'll be helping Coach out. So if you guys want, since we don't have anybody that wants to come on the panel today, we can always get into some learning. I can hook up the training videos on Discord, and this is kind of where we left off Saturday. Listen, by the way, let's talk about Saturday. I want to apologize because I got on here and I did not take extra care with my mic, and I had a hot mic for like minutes on end, and so many people were trying to tell me, Dawn. And, I'm talking about paying my landlord and how much tips I got and, what I'm going to do with the tips. And I'm kissing my wife and I'm doing this and I'm talking about that and what we're going to get for lunch. And that's just that was carelessness on my part. That was carelessness. So I want to apologize because Coach had to jump in and shut the stream down. And I was so disappointed because we were having a good stream. Like, we were really getting a lot out of that. I was anyway. I was really, really watching some stuff, and you know how you watch something and you see it again and you see stuff that you didn't see before. I do with movies all the time. You see stuff that you didn't see before, And I'm thinking, whoa, where did that come from? I don't remember hearing him say that. And you get this whole new epiphany. Okay, so yeah, we can go ahead and watch through some more of that or pick up where we left off with the support and resistance training videos. I did see some of the other ones that David, I was watching them. I continued to watch them for the rest of that night. And I saw the ones that David was talking about that he did. Hold on one second here. The ones that David did where he said, yeah, there's ones where I've gone beyond the 87 trades and I'm at like 140 and then like 160. And I saw those. So that was pretty cool. Hello.
What up, John?
What up, Bucket? How you doing, baby?
It's another day in paradise. You're in here all alone. Nate comes in, gives you a quick tease, then he drops out.
I know. I'm like, was it my breath? What's going on? I know I had some onions a little while ago. I don't know, but I got you to rescue me in here.
Yeah, until other people come in, when they all get in here, I'll mosey myself out. So not a big deal. See, as soon as I come in, there's Raphael.
We got Raphael up in the house. What's up, Ralph? How you doing, baby?
What's going on with y'all?
You know, I hold it down. No, I sit here and talk. You're not gonna scare me away.
I've been here.
Because nobody want to come up here and hang out with me.
No, I've been here the whole time, friend. But look, Wednesday, I'm gonna have to miss the show. You know what I'm saying? Got an appointment.
You fired, Ralph. You starting to miss more and more. You fired, y'all.
Listen, I got the doctor's note. I got the doctor's excuse.
There is no excuse, especially a doctor.
I got the doctor's note. All right, appointment at 2:00.
Okay, all right, okay. I guess we're
I might be back though. I know I'm not gonna be.
Oh well, I hope so. Your health is more important. I hope you will be back with us at some point.
Well, no, yeah, I'm gonna be back. Yeah, you know.
Did either of you gentlemen make money today? That's all I want to know.
Were you
really. Green?
As a matter of fact, for the stocks, I was I think I was like 28 cents. It was negative. I barely made a cut. Tesla messed me up. I only did one trade. I did two. I did Tesla, TSLL. And, like I had the stop loss on it to go up, and then everything started doing like a hard pull in the first thing in the morning, and it tapped me out. Like I had to stop up close, but I still had one, and that one kind of like made up for the rest of it. Peloton, I had one share left over from another trade that I had did, and when that started shooting up, I went to add on to it. And guess what I did?
What?
Try to put in a stop loss and sold the shit. I'm so mad about that. Like I don't know what I got to do. I done journaled about it, prayed about it.
Oh,
it's something with Weaver, like attention. I do it on the phone. If you know how to, like, all right, when you first do set the stop loss order, you go to sell to close. Then it comes up with the limit order, and you put in your quantities or whatever. And for some reason, I got a bad habit of not going in and telling the machine to set a stop loss. But it'll do like a limit sale, and I had a right price for my stop, and then it disappear. And that's what I want to bring up.
Oh, wow.
Earlier when we were talking about the Robinhood, I got to thinking about it. You right. You was right. You got the order right, the way that you said it. Because I was telling Bruno, I was like, for that Robinhood, I was like, hold on, I'm confused. I said, Don got it right. I said, Don said it the right way. I came in and said it the wrong way. So I don't like having misinformation. So if you put in Robinhood for the options, the stop limit, what way do you do it? The way that Dawn do it is the correct way to do it, so it won't pass you up, basically. Like the top number is the highest number.
Yeah, because it seems like that's kind of the way it makes sense to me. It seems like it comes down and it's like, okay, it's coming down, and let's just say it's trading at $1, and you got into it at 50 cents, you're up 50 cents, and it's like, okay, great. Oh, it went up to $1.20, but it's starting to come down. And I'm like, okay, here's the thing. I don't want to lose more than $1. I'm cool with doubling my 50 cents at 100%.
Right.
So I'm going to put my stop, absolute final, do not go past this number at $1. And then I'm going to go ahead and put $1.05 right above that for stop limit. So it's like that, to me, that seems like a take profit. Okay, great. $1.05. We'll go ahead and say, whoop. Nope, missed that. Okay, there she goes. She's got $1 for stop. We got to get out.
So
is what I'm thinking.
Basically, if you set it up, if you put, I think the first one is the stop price, and then the limit price is up under that. So what you want to do is put the trigger in, because one of them going to trigger the limit sale. So if your limit sale is up above that, then you saying that's the highest price that I take. So if, say like if it's at 100, then you say, all right, trigger it at 90. So if you put the stop price at 100, it got to climb back up to 100 in order to set it off. But if you come like right up under it or something like 88, as soon as it hit the 90, it'll get you out at 88 or higher.
I always put my stop limit under whatever it's trading at.
Right. So whenever I came in the Zoom, I said it backwards. I got to thinking about it, and I told Bruno, I said it backwards. I was like, I said the wrong thing. Dawn got it right. I got it wrong. So we got to straighten it out. Best thing for us to do is, what made me figure it out is I went to Investopedia, because Robinhood got some old eggs in a basket type of, if you got this many eggs in a basket and you want to sell this many, but you want to get that, like, no, just tell me how this thing works. And so Investopedia was like, the reason why it's set that way is because of price fluctuation. So in other words, like you said earlier, if the price is at 100, but you really want to get 105 or whatever, and then if it's shooting up, it'll set the little trigger whenever it falls, and it'll come back up and get you out at an even better price. But if the price keep falling, if it keep falling, you won't get out. So, it's all about how you set it up. A lot of people will be like, that blew past my stop. You probably had it set up wrong,
Probably,
so if you use Robinhood, I'm not saying that brokers don't blow past stops. That's not what I'm saying. But a lot of the times, it'd be a human error. Like the human error that I make every day. Okay? I make that error every day. Like, I don't know what I have to do. Like, I guess it's whenever I'm trying to do it fast, I end up selling it. But the good thing about it is most of the time whenever I do that, it'll be at a profit anyway. So
you can't beat that.
As
long as you're green, baby.
Yeah.
Long as you're green. Danny Hobbs, I see you down there, bud.
Bucket, how was your day?
Ralph, interesting. This morning was an absolute crush, like I think everybody had, right? I mean, everything was going great. And then at lunch, I got stopped out of everything because, I was going, because I was 2-minute EWOing on, and I kept VWAP as my stop. So both, I'm only in two, Apple and Amazon. I wanted Uber, but forget that.
Uber wasn't working right.
Yeah, and then the entire afternoon, and Dawn knows this, I mean, I wanted to get into Apple so bad. So, but you couldn't, because it'd go down, it'd go up, it goes down, it goes up.
It's a good thing you stayed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, Apple wasn't for the new trade.
Yeah. What I did today, Ralph, and again, you're still in my head. I said, you know what? I did pretty good this morning. I don't know, 800. So I said, and I'm not in this professionally yet. I decided to see if I could do the channels with Apple. And the first 2 channels went great. The second 2 didn't. So I learned, and it was important, because if I find myself, if I don't get invested by doing something, I don't pay attention and I don't learn. So today was really good. Still a great day, green day, all happy. But I learned a little bit today, following Apple that much closer at the end of the day, what it's doing, going up, going down, power hour. I just kept following it. What I did is I got one contract, a call, I think, and I just followed it all the way till, unfortunately, 354, and then 355 it jumps to the moon. I just saw it while you were talking, Ralph. So at 355, 1 minute after I got out, it shot above VWAP. It was as far above VWAP as it was below when I got out of it. So
yeah, everything pushed up at the end of the day. I saw that.
But yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. I had to balance work with it. So,
but I'll tell you one thing that I always hear David say: if you're not in the trade already, you don't want to enter into a trade that late. After around once power hour hit, you don't want to get in those contracts, especially if it's late in the evening. I mean, late in the week, if you will. Because power hours is pretty much just like the open range breakout to me. Like a lot of people be like, you can't make money in the evening. But power hour got just as much as volume as the morning. Open up any chart. It's not me. That's the facts.
Yeah, I shouldn't have, but I only did one contract and I did it out of the money. It didn't move much. It didn't lose. I think I lost it $2.
Well, we training here, right? So
I'm sorry?
I said we are training, so
yeah.
You ain't gonna be perfect, we training, so
you got it. You got it. No, it was good. It's good. But I still have you in my head. Quit talking so much, do it and learn, right?
I'm telling you.
Yeah, Ralph will be
you're not gonna get it. Until you're not gonna get it. It's like anything else.
Yep.
Whatever your profession is, you don't learn until the teacher is around, put it that way.
Exactly.
It's like becoming a truck driver. You go to school, you back up. You have the truck person riding with you, telling you what to do. You got ground guys. But whenever you get in traffic and traffic jams up and you got to back around some stuff, that's whenever you're going to really know if your skills work or not, And sometimes you just got to get in there.
Yeah. Ralph, you or it was Nate or I can't remember who. The first time you join, and I know we have some new members to ADT listening to the show. When you first get in and you see all those screens and stuff, you regardless, you tunnel vision on one screen and you think you can answer everything. And it's only when you sit back, now it's almost read and react that, okay, if I'm looking at Apple, I go down, I look at my SPY, what's SPY doing right now? And then I go look at the 1 minute on Apple to see what it's doing. But I have my 2 minute EWO up here. Right? And it's almost instantaneous, where in the past you had to, okay, is this good? Is this not? You just look and, within 3-4 seconds, you're like, okay, I like where it's at. I like where I'm headed. Let's, I got the signal for 2 minute EWO, or you do it just before and you're like, let's go. So it's like you said, it just takes time. It takes practice and it takes doing it. Right.
Right. You got to put the screen
Absolutely.
time in.
Absolutely.
So
that's the thing that all of us are dealing with, because a lot of times, like I said earlier, coach will say something and 8 months in, it's just really sinking in the logistics of what he's talking about, because now we've put screen time in, we've watched trades, we've watched stocks, we've gotten in trades and lost money and saw how we lost it. We've gotten in trades and made money and saw how we made it. And it's starting to make sense based on, when I first got it, February, January, he could say things, 2 minute EW. It kind of went in one ear, not the other, but I was trying to grasp it. And I kind of did. But until I traded more and realized what could happen and what was happening, you don't really truly learn until you do, until you involve yourself. So you can hear it all you want, you can see it, you can write, but until you actually perform the task itself, that's when you truly do your best learning. And
that's what Ralph was saying. When I was doing just paper trading, I did a lot more learning, but what I didn't do was have any, how do I say this, skin in the game at that point in time. Ralph was saying it's great to drive with a trainer, but one day he's going to back that thing up without a trainer, right?
Right. Traffic gonna jam up. You're gonna have to back around the corner. Ain't nobody gonna be out there. So
like I talked about with the stick shift the other day, I'm sitting there at that light with the Corvette behind me, and I'm on a hill. It's like, listen, you better get this leverage down now, or you're gonna hit that Corvette, and it's not gonna be a pretty sight.
Exactly. So that's what I've been doing now, and using your ideas of out of the money so it doesn't move as fast. But I have, technical is one part of it. You were mentioning it earlier, Don. The other part is managing your emotions. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What it's all about, guys. Because you don't want to revenge trade. You want to be like, oh, I totally screwed up. Now I got to go twice as many contracts this afternoon. And you're like, no. Walk away. Just say no.
Right.
Pretty slow.
You can't do that with paper. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to get into it just to get that feeling.
And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you're getting in at a small position size. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as you're getting in a small position size.
And you don't have to worry. Ralph will be there the whole time telling you, get your ass in the trade.
Ralph is there the whole time. Listen, the cool thing is I love the way you guys, and I love the way we all interact and help each other on here too. And let me also put a disclaimer out there. I want everybody to know, just, when you come up here and you share your experiences, and just like I was talking Friday and I had the Saturday and I had the hot mic, make sure you're aware that we are live. So if you end up, if you want to say something and you're not sure if you should say it or not, I just want to do a quick housekeeping. Make sure that you know that this is something that really, it's going to be out there for everybody to see. So make sure you're putting good stuff out, sticking to coach's rules, and not really saying anything that's going against the grain. Or if you're talking about anything personal, make sure it's not something that you don't want to be out there, because it can have a damaging effect. So don't forget that we are live. I just wanted to put that out there too. I meant to say that when I was talking about me leaving the mic open. So yeah, just a housekeeping thing there. But you guys are absolutely amazing. Ralph, you're amazing the way that you help us all out. And really, dude, you bucking for moderator? What's up? What's happening?
Well, I just want to help folks. That's all.
You do a good job of it, man. You do a good job of it. We appreciate you.
And the reason why I be, I'm able to help y'all like that. In the daytime, I'm not really trading, and I made the change because my dad, he getting old, so I gotta help him out, right? And so in the beginning, I made the change over to trading at night, but I went there for other. I just wanted to do it, but I was telling Bruno today, there's two reasons why my trading done got a whole lot better. Is because the nighttime thing, but the most important part of it is I trade the open range morning, like when the bell goes on, because my dad, he get up probably about between 9 and 10. So in the morning I got that, but then once he get up, I leave, and then I'm listening to coach, and shout out to Nate because he the one mentioned it to me. And so this whole morning I'm not trading at all, so I can just really watch coach and see what he said, listen to him, watch how he trade, and that right there helped me out a lot. Because Nate, he brought it up. He was like, I trade the pre-market, and so once the market open, man, I got to suck up as much coach as I can because he's only there for a few hours. We used to have coach for like a whole day in the beginning, and now we don't. But the evening works really well the way we're going now. So that right there helped my trading a lot. Being able to just sit back and listen to coach, because coach move really fast.
Yes, he can. Hey guys, we got 30 likes, 51 people in the chat. Let's get it up to 50 likes. Let's take it up to 50 likes, guys. Thank you so much, Nate.
Hey, that's Don being nice.
That is Nate.
Pound the like.
That's right. Hit that like. Nate is back with us.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. Learn to trade and be on your way to becoming financially free. Go sign up now at AmericanDreamTrading.com, where all our services are easily accessible. And sign up is easy. Simply click the service you want and go. That's it. Get signed up for that lifetime VIP. Go straight to AmericanDreamTrading.com. The link is right in the description of this video. Nate, tell the truth. It was my breath, right? That's why you dipped out on me?
Don't. No, something happened and I had to get out real quick.
Like a trade. He was out.
No, Nate, I was just telling them, Nate, one thing that improved my trading, like, you know, when we first started the group, and you was telling me that, you know, you trade the pre-market. And so whenever Coach come on in the bell be ringing, most of your trading is done, and then you sit there and watch Coach. When I started doing that, man, you know, it's because if you trading and you're not listening to Coach, you move fast, you know, right. You'll miss something.
Right.
And a lot of the times, Coach might mention something whenever I don't really understand, like, you know, I go and find out. I gotta have the facts. I go down the rabbit hole, you know. And so
right,
that right there helped me a lot. You know, I can't get much done anyway. So once the morning open, and then, you know, I go do my thing, you know, with my pops. I have Coach on, right, and I'm listening. And whenever he get in that Nino Brown mode, we take a pause for the calls.
Yeah. What's up, Portuguese flying fish? I mean, stew. Mashulo, Portuguese flying fish. Y'all heard that today?
Yeah, I heard that today. Yeah.
That's like Portuguese flying fish or whatever. Whatever his name. I don't know these things. I don't know these things.
Man, Mashulo got all y'all food.
I know him as Bruno. That's good enough for me. So I found the trading videos, support and resistance playlist once again. So if we want to watch a couple of these, I've got it queued up for us. You guys down for that?
Yep, I'm down for whatever.
It's your show, Dawn. Whatever.
Let's do it.
Can I get some butter on my popcorn?
You sure can. You can get a Coke to go with that too. How about a hot dog? Want a hot dog? Nah, I don't do meat. I can't sell you a hot dog.
Yeah.
I could sell you a banana.
Right here. So what I'm doing is, let me start drawing these out, and I'll talk about.
Or an apple. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
About it while I'm doing it. I'm looking for candle wicks. That's the bottom of the candles that are long, right? So every time we see a wick touch somewhere, right? You see this one, and this one. Every time we see those, that creates new support and resistance lines. And then what we do is the more it touches those areas, the more times that a candle is touching it, it gives it more weight to people mentally on being a higher support or resistance line. Then I always go back at least the previous day to see if there's anything else in range I should be noting. I always look at pre-market high or just the high of day overall. So that's going to be your high. This is your low. These are all your channels. See them?
Outstanding. Okay.
Yep. And now inside of these, right? So I'm looking at where they touch. You can see them all in here. Like here's another one that I didn't draw out. But I look at how many times does it touch that area, because then it gives it more weight. Just like you see how there's so much traffic in here.
Yeah.
This one was a big. Big one. So the reason this is pulling so hard is because this line right here was a major supposed to be support line. See how it's fighting in here? And the reason we know that is because so many times and so much traffic was in this range. Okay. That means if it can't hold here, it's going to pull pretty hard, right?
Perfect.
So we know that going in, but we also.
I paused it to say before that but my mic was closed. This time my mic was closed. I can't wait until I get to this level, because things like what happened today with Apple won't eat me up so much. I can actually make money off of it, because that's what he's training you on here. It's like, because a couple of those runs were pretty decent, and if I was better at scalping, I would have actually made a good chunk of money today, but I'm just not there yet.
All right, you're gonna get that, Dawn. You're gonna get that.
It's gonna happen, right? Just keep practicing.
I can tell it in your voice. You're gonna get that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks for the vote of confidence, Nate.
Yes.
She been getting up every morning too.
Yeah. Well, Dawn, you ought to set a goal for yourself, and every month when you make that goal, reward yourself.
Yeah.
Because Coach always say, when you make a bunch of money, go out and do something special for yourself. Pay some bills off, or buy a house or whatever. And,
I treat myself to some dividend stocks.
Yeah, I got a goal that I'm gonna reward myself in December with. Yeah.
I'm curious, what's that?
I ain't gonna say what it is. I'm just gonna send y'all a picture of it when they get here.
It's a vehicle, isn't it?
No, it's an automobile. It ain't a vehicle.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So
wow.
I'm one of them people. I always to make it appear in favor of myself. I just go on and do what I got to do and make it happen, and then I'll work on getting it paid for down the road when I get it. So So
I feel you. I know you're gonna get it, bro. I know you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Bruno, what's up, honey? Bruno?
Nate, you driving?
Am I driving?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just left the place that I went to look at it. So
sounds like it.
Yeah, I had to get off. I had to get off the phone because I didn't want to pull up and they looking at me like a fool because they thought I was gonna buy that one, and I told them no, I want a Pacific color, and I definitely don't want nobody's butt on the seat but mine.
You driving with the top down?
No, I got the top back. I'm driving my truck. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have said goodbye or spit something. Let me know something.
Yeah, I know. I get like that sometimes. Dawn, first of all, I wasn't supposed to been up that way I was, so because I ain't even discussed it with the wife yet, but she'll be all right.
Is she gonna get to drive this one, Nate?
Oh no, she do not drive anything that I drive. No. I don't. That's just one of my pet peeves. Yeah.
Can't you just see Mashulo in her Mercedes? When she said she had a Mercedes, I said that fits.
Yeah.
That fits.
Yeah.
That 100% fits her. I couldn't see her in anything else.
Yeah, Mercedes is nice vehicles. Very nice.
Well, I guess we'll finish listening to how to get one.
Yeah.
Also know, okay, so since it's in here and since it pulled, well, now we're in each channel. So we have to, if we're scalping these, now we are in.
Wait a minute, hold on one second. Bruno, you did AMD today, bud? How'd you do?
Like $50.
Green. It's green.
Yeah.
You walked away green. I wish I could have pulled something out of that chop that Apple was giving me.
No, I'm still sitting in those contracts. Tomorrow I'll see what it wants to do. If not, I'm going to get out. I don't like holding on to things overnight.
Oh, damn.
No, but it's not expiring Friday, though.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
AMD move almost like Apple, but it seems like it's moving in the opposite direction or something.
AMD, you could have done something with AMD, but it just was not. I don't know. It just didn't feel good.
Those of you who know Coach's rules know why I freaked out that he said because he was holding overnight, right? But then he corrected it. Because Coach always preaches, we do not do anything that's not 90 days out. If you're going to hold it overnight, it's got to be 90 days out. Why is that? Because
data decay.
Data decay, baby. We don't need it.
Because you're buying the time. You're buying the time.
Bruno's good like that.
Side of each of these channels, and we know where it's going to go and how much wiggle room we have. So if it breaks here, it's going to come in here. If it breaks here, it's going to be in here. Breaks here, it's going to be in here. And if it breaks this final line, huge pull, right? Because there's nothing supporting this anymore, right? So we know
Gotcha.
If it breaks this one, like that's why I say if it breaks this one.
Was that you? That sounded like you, Bruno, right there.
I probably not. I don't know. I hardly ever respond to Coach. I let everybody else do it since there's like a competition for the microphone.
Right. I don't really talk in the Zoom.
It really does seem like that sometimes. That's why I barely say anything throughout the day, man. I'm like, it's crazy. Bruno is crazy.
Big pull. Otherwise, so if we look at this now we're in the next channel. You see how we're in here now?
Yeah.
Now we're scalping inside of this channel. And then we break this channel down and go, okay, it's right here because of this wick. See this wick? So, and there's not a lot of them. And here, this would be close. It's real close. See how these are real close, right? It doesn't always have to be exact, but you want to be pretty close to the ones that it's near to give you a pretty good idea of what they are, right? So that is a complete breakdown of Apple support and resistance lines.
Oh, I thought
so here's the situation with something like this. So right now it's been on a nice move to the upside. Here's the thing you got to be careful with, right? So we've had this nice big power move. It has to break these channels before it's actually into us. So let me get a real line. Hold on. Right here.
I had to mute Nate. Love you, Nate. I don't know what the noise is.
You see all this traffic?
Me, bud.
Yeah, right here.
Yep.
So this is the tough spot for it. So right here, if we're like, yeah, I'm going to go all in on band. Problem is right here, it's hard to determine. If it hits this line, it can go. So what the best entry is on this is above it. And while you will lose from here to this point, the advantage is if it comes up here, it can't hold. It's going to go just like that, isn't it? So instead of keep taking the, trying to go, I'm going to break this, and you buy it early and then it pulls and you lose. And then you're like, oh, I'll do it again. It comes up here, you buy here early and it pulls. Well, now you're down 3 times, right? When you should have honestly waited for the perfect entry, which was literally it comes up, it holds, not comes up and pulls, but it comes up, starts to make new candles inside of here. That is your buy, right? Because now it's long. Does everybody see the difference? You know how many times I've tried to go, I'm buying it right here because if it pops, I'm going to moon. And then it goes, nope. Oh, never mind. I'm going to buy it right here because if it pops, it's going to moon. Nope.
Hudson
So you
Miller.
look at the Elliott way.
Hudson Miller's on point. He's like, listen. He said, if you don't respond, Coach is going to say, did anybody get that? Did anybody hear that? Yep. He's going to keep after you till he gets the interaction. TJ said he would have had his best day ever if he had his mechanics down better. It's all good, TJ. It's all a learning process.
Keep trading.
All a learning process.
I know it. I still don't have them.
I know.
I think I'm getting a cold, man. I think Nate got me sick, man.
Lemon and ginger.
How possible.
Lemon and ginger. I just drank some the other day. I thought I felt a chill, and I drank some lemon and ginger. All gone. Wipe that shit out, whatever it was. Nate, did you ever get any? Or it just kind of healed up?
You got to unmute him.
Nate, you with us?
Hello, man.
All right, well, I'll leave him unmuted. That way we'll know when he comes back on.
Yeah.
Save that all to see how it's all green and looking like it's strong.
Well,
Right
that's the thing is you should have already been in here, right?
Right, but I'm just saying it's at that line and it's all up. Looks like.
Yeah, well, that's okay though because this is what's the next important thing. If you didn't enter at the right time, which was here, now you're scalping, right?
Right.
So now we've gone from it should have been here, which this is awesome, to now we got a call out. Hey, coach, this looks good, and I'd say, "Yep, that looks good." Well, now this is a critical move, right? And look what it's doing. Right? So now it's critical. Where had we got in at the right time, yeah, it would have been awesome. But now it's not. Look at what it did. Anybody see here?
Yep. I would have lost.
See what I'm saying?
Psychic.
So this is what I'm telling you is we'd have been like, yeah, this is awesome. Everything is set up. This is great. This looks, oh yeah, it's been awesome. But if you didn't see this, boom, you just got destroyed.
You know what? I'm gonna switch it up because I was listening to the 2-minute EWO folder this weekend. That is a really, really, really good training video set. So I'm gonna switch it up real quick.
Did you say 2-minute EWO folder?
I call it a folder, but
Playlist.
yeah, playlist is what it is. That is really a good one because I've been looking at these support and resistance, but oh my God, that EWO folder. And a lot of people have been saying that they want more EWO training, so. Let's test the waters on that. Bruno, you ordering food tonight? Making us hungry again?
No, I went out and got some food.
Oh, okay. Couldn't hang with us tonight with the eating, huh?
No, I had to get out of the house. I've been sitting in front of a computer all day.
I know, I don't blame you.
The most exercise I do is when I go out and get food.
I try to tell Jen to do that. Go out, try to get some stuff. Because she sits at that thing all day, every day. And I'm like, technically, that's really not good for you.
Okay, Dawn, I just realized I'm a YouTube dozo newbie. I didn't know there was this thing called playlist. I started at home on YouTube and just went to the training videos and listened to them 1 through 215 in the order that they were played. Now there's this thing called playlist, which actually are broken down by
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to do it that way, but then David went in and broke them up into different playlists, and then Carter did the same thing for the actual YouTube channel.
This is
so
awesome.
Yeah, I love it. It's broken up now. Okay, so let's see, training videos. Where are you? Dude, I need to really take some time and go get with the doctor thing and get this shit fixed sooner than later if it can be fixed, because it's a pain in the ass. Still, I will never ever get used to this. Oh, there they are. I found them. All right, training videos, support resistance, EWO training. There you are. There you are, my pretty. Yeah, it's a good folder. I keep calling it folder. That's a good playlist. Okay, yes, we're leaving Discord. Okay, got him. Play. And then we'll go ahead and share them. You guys are really patient with me. Thank you.
Not a problem, friend.
John, what are we going to do if we weren't?
I know, right? We didn't have a choice.
There's always a choice. You guys can roll out and you don't do that. Thank you. I love you guys. All right, here we go. There's good stuff here, guys. Get the pad and the paper out.
Here was your pre-market. You made money. Yay, great. That just
Don't
made more than your
too
day
yet.
job. Awesome. Came back up, right? Here's your 2 minute. 2 minute signals here.
I could even
We're
smell
way
that
above
shit
VWAP.
right there.
You're way above pre-market, right? Pulls back, shoots back up. Now you're above the 200. Continues to climb. I said this is all very heavy. I told you guys like 6 times, be careful up here. Boom, Super Trend told us, hey man, what's going on? You saw it right here. Look, it's rolling down the hill now. Like, hey, everything's indicating go ahead and get out. Well, I mean, on the break, you could be in puts. If not, you waited till here. That's fine. You're here. You made money. It came all the way down here. We saw the bounce off this 409.33, which we had already marked before as a support line. Then you saw that it was already moving here, started to fade. Of course, you've got to pay attention anytime we see something rolling down a hill, right? Flipped, super.
I love the rolling down the hill comment, and I will never stop shouting Carter out for the hands on these videos. I love them.
Super Trend told you, hey, pay attention. What's going on? Tesla, same exact thing today.
Nice
Let's look at it. So it already broke pre-market. It pulled way back. If you made money, great. That's awesome. I know I did right there. Then same thing. Hey, Super Trend starting to alert us this could move. Guess what? Broke pre-market strategy to the downside, which turns this into what?
Support.
There you go. Just like VWAP, right? Because we already knew that was going to be a key critical level. It broke. You're like, I don't care, coach. I'm going.
That's huge because a lot of people say, well, I want to get into a 2 minute EWO, but then I get it and it flipped. It's like you got to be aware of those levels because just because you're getting in on a 2 minute EWO, the 2 minute EWO is not going to save you. It's not going to make you right just because you got in on that right candle. You got to make sure you know those levels because it can still flip a EWO on its ear.
On ROG today. Okay. Bang. You entered in here. You're above VWAP. Now you're above the 200. Stair step into the upside. Never comes back. I told you it was all getting heavy. You got a signal here telling you directional change. You can see here it's starting to roll down the hill. Right? Boom. You're into a put now, which is somewhere in here. If not, you waited your 2 minute. You're in the 2 minute. Bang. You made money because you put your stop in 25, 40%. It went green. Boom. Then you went over here, got into the next trade. It's above VWAP signal. Told you. Plus, coach said as soon as this breaks VWAP, go ahead and get it. And there's your right here is going to be your support. And make sure you've got a stop just below VWAP. And now you're collecting.
He's like an auctioneer.
Let me show you the difference between a 13.1, a 13.2, and a 13.3. Can everybody see my screen? Watch
Everybody
these,
always asks
okay?
about this.
You see how a 1 is very aggressive. Every time it makes a directional change, they're all over the place. Do you see them? That's a 1. Now watch when I flip to a 2. See the difference?
Uh-huh.
Now watch when I go to a 3. A 3 is like, hey man, we're not ready to shift yet. Watch a 3. Look, they're gone. It doesn't tell you to sell yet. See it? It allows a bigger move. That's why I think this 2 is pretty spot on. And I don't like the 1 because it's like every little micro movement, right? You see that?
Nice.
So that's what we've been playing with as far as like what is a good indication of a directional change without it being too much and then, you know, blowing us up when you shouldn't have. Which this is a good entry and that's a good exit, right?
Thanks, Coach.
That was a good exit. That was a good entry. So, but that's what we've been fooling around with. And David's been helping me with that. This is kind of helping the directional changes and what it's doing.
You guys caught that, right? David was in on the beginnings of this shit, helping Coach formulate this 2-minute EWO strategy by back testing it over and over and over and confirming what Coach's suspicions about that particular time frame was, that was the best one. So shout out to David.
And you can see now too that the super trend is more closely directly related to our Elliott wave oscillator. Do you see them? These are much closer to our targets now. Can you guys see this?
Yeah, it actually communicates with it. It's basically telling you, hey, on that second green candle,
Yeah.
right in the same area.
Yep. It's very close now, right?
What were the numbers, Coach? I missed it.
13 and 2.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. So start fooling around with that and see if you guys like it.
That was the beginnings of the 2-minute EWO strategy.
That was the EWO numbers, like, you know how it got what it is, 5 and 35. That's what numbers they were talking about on there. You said
13 and 1
and 2. 13 and 2.
Yeah. So what that meant? What 13 periods of 2 minutes?
I don't know. I don't know. Mine's been on 5 and 35 all this time. I'm changing to see. I don't know. I'm have to ask
well,
David.
you know
He
that's an
knows all
older
of
video
it.
too.
Right. Yeah. So.
It may have changed.
Right. I'm gonna ask David.
Okay, my name is David. I've been with the group for
Hey,
almost 2 months, but I've been trading for just over 2 years. Never had any real big losses. Always good days, bad days, but never anything crazy. So I was just running on my own forever. And then I found you on TikTok and started listening to you, and then finally pulled the trigger. And then actually last week I updated to the lifetime because I know it's paying off already. What I've been doing is I've been concentrating on a total of about 6 stocks, but most of my trades have been happening on the Apple 2-minute EVO strategy. And then I also have been using that super trend that I saw on your screen for some of my exits, because I get kind of paranoid. I don't like to sit in there all day, so I'll get out a little bit early. But what I was tracking is if you just went off of the calls that said the 2-minute candle and you were waiting till the end when it flips, I was tracking to see how many of those would be an actual loss, profit, or break even. And as of now, I'm at 87 trades. I have 5 that are.
You know what? I think that people would do themselves a really good service if they did some of this back testing instead of like trying to use the EWO to make money right off the bat. Practice with it, do what David did, you know what I mean, and see how it actually does work by getting a really small trade, getting something that's like $20, and sitting in it, letting it play out.
Emphasize that people may not know, if you're in trading view, you can do a replay. So what I've done is I've replayed a stock I don't even follow.
Right.
I played with it just to see what would happen and wrote it down on paper. Would I get in? Would I get out? Because the problem is doing a replay with a stock you looked at all day doesn't really help because you already kind of know the answer.
Right.
Replay one you don't like. For me, it's usually Microsoft because I don't play Microsoft. So I just go in there and replay and see if I'm doing my EWO entries correctly. Just for anybody that's new that doesn't understand, TraderView has that function for you.
That's a good point. Good point, Bucket. Thank you.
Break even, and then 2 that are losses, and all the rest of them have been a pretty decent profit.
So 87 trades, 2 losses and 5 flat?
Yeah, and the flat were basically like a couple dollars. So it was a couple dollars up, couple dollars down. I was giving myself a little bit of a buffer for the break even, because if anybody else was doing it, it would all depend on where you're buying per candle. So I gave myself a little bit of a buffer there for the break evens, but the losses were like a couple percentage losses.
Perfect. All right. So out of 87 trades, 80 of those were green. That's what I've got out of that.
Yes.
So using the 2-minute EWO, 87 trades, fully tested, 80 were good, 5 were flat, meaning no money one way or the other, and 2 losses. So tell us a little bit about how you're entering. What is the 2-minute EWO? How are you working it? What is your your percentage of stop loss? Like, go into a little bit of how you're actually using our 2-minute EWO strategy as it pertains to you.
So on the 2-minute, I wait for the indicator to flip flop. Usually, since I could still consider myself a newer trader, I don't get in the first 30 minutes of the day, usually not even the first hour of the day. For Central Time, I've been noticing that around 9:30 to 10 o'clock Central is when I either see a level off or a pattern change, and then I start going from there. So I've been using the 2-minute color change in that time range for my first trade. And usually what I've been doing is following your I guess it's not actually a rule, but if it's under VWAP for myself and I'm going for a call, I won't go into it. So I'll just skip that one and look for one of my other ones. So what I've been doing is following that guideline. If you're going for a call and it's over VWAP, then I jump into it. If it's going for a call and it's still under VWAP, I just hesitate and I won't go on it. I'll wait for a better entry. Just for what I've been doing myself personally. And then I also have been using the super trend to get out. And I noticed that it's a little bit more sensitive than the color change of the EWO. So I'll actually get out a little bit earlier. And that's been real helpful. And I think that's what kept some of those.
Okay, so what I was saying was, that's something that David did in the beginning a lot that is really cool. And I still do it from time to time, is give yourself that grace period of the first 15 minutes to a half an hour, especially if you're a new trader. Give yourself a grace period, because you have to learn how to be don't get FOMO. You have to learn how to be an observer first and then a participant. Let the market talk to you for a little bit and tell you what it may be thinking about doing or what it is doing, before you just jump in.
Right at the break even instead of actually losses.
Yeah, that's good. So the super trend, in case anybody doesn't know, it's an indicator that Webull has that's actually a little late on the party versus our 2-minute. So typically we will know in our 2-minute before the super trend kicks off, as you can see here, right? So I'm looking at a 2-minute. So that's the super trend is always really late, but I use it as a quick glance to go, hey, what's it doing at this juncture, and then break it down. So that's cool that you were able to use it in a different fashion than me just staring at it, using it as, hey, this is up right now, this is down right now, and then break it all down, right? So
yes,
that's cool that you're doing that. So you said that you've mostly been trading Apple, and what other stocks?
Google, Netflix, Amazon, and then I've done a couple on Coin that I've tracked as well. Just trying to make sure that it's not just a fluke on the ones that I'm watching or my personal patterns. So I've tried to switch it up in the past week, but I still keep going back to old faithful Apple. Yeah, that's perfect. So Apple is typically, just so everybody knows, not as volatile. But the cool thing is everything else you said is. So it's not like he picked some sort of honeypot, 87 trades, right, and predictable. It's not. He was all over the place, trading different trades, using the 2-minute EWO strategy to have such a high success rate. And I'm glad you shared that. Any other extra information that might be able to help new traders? The biggest thing I got from that is you entered at the correct time, you never went against the grain, and you always exited when you were profitable. Let's talk about that. How did you know when to exit to make sure you were profitable, or how did you use your stops, etc.? My personal is I try to just break it down to 10 and 20%. So I'm good with 20. If it's running, 10. And then if it's running, I'll let it run to 20. But I always, I've heard you say it plenty of times for the past couple of months. If it's green, it's green. So I jump out on my own. But like I said, the tracking that I've been doing on my spreadsheet is actually running it all the way through. So out of the 87, it shows 60 on Apple alone, and then the rest of them were mixed up with the other 6 stocks that I was talking about.
Yeah, that's
other 5.
So the other thing again too, right? And we talked about that a little bit today, everybody, is that if you concentrate on a couple of stocks, you'll get to know, right, their ebbs and flows and right how they handle certain situations, the patterns, what they look like. So that also helped that you were concentrating more on Apple, right? So you get a feel for how Apple works, right? And Jimmy can attest to that. Once you get used to certain stocks, you kind of get a feel of how they breathe, what they look like.
Yes, I'm definitely experiencing that with Apple lately. And he is right about that super trend. Good God Almighty. It's like every time you turn around the super trend, it's like I notice it'll start switching direct. Like by the time the super trend lets you know, it's already going back the other way. So it's like as soon as it hits, that I started using that as a clue to get out of some shit, because I'm like, wait a minute, the super trend just said that means this move is over. It's that late.
Pullbacks they have, so that's really cool. Any other information?
One of the things that I know was the most helpful for myself was the pulling back and trying to concentrate on just a couple to begin with. I know personally, before I joined the group, I was always trying to follow too many or try to buy and do trades on too many stocks at one time, and I wasn't really trying to concentrate. So that's why I pulled myself back to just concentrate on about 5 or 6. And that's another thing that you've been saying forever is stop chasing everything. And then what Jimmy says all the time, don't chase every shiny penny. So that's when I really pulled back, dedicated myself to just concentrating on 5, 6 stocks that I personally went back probably 45 to 60.
But I like shiny pennies, mommy.
Days on most of those stocks, just looking for different types of patterns, different ranges, and seeing what they do like different times of the day. And then I wrote that in my journal based on each stock. And that's why I personally still don't get in the first 30 minutes of the day usually.
Shiny pennies are pretty.
So
these are good, right?
Let's talk about that open range breakout, man. Like when the market just not open, it's a lot going on. Like, I mean, you have the most volume coming into the market. All right, we use pre-market extended hours on our charts, but they got traders out there who don't use that. So what they see is a gap, right? So over the night, the prices is different when they wake up in the morning. So you may have somebody that went to sleep with shares and then they wake up in the morning, oh, my shares just magically went up through the night. Let me hurry up and sell them. This causing it to drop. Or you might have other people that say, oh, it's done dropped down, so it's a good price right now. Then you have people, that's another subject. Why are we so infatuated with the professional traders? Anyway, they might be using something to fill orders where they're moving it up and down. So you might want to just set it out until all the dust settles. Not only that, you got a whole nother trading market, like the London session, that's coming to an end for they stock market. So we opening up, getting into our trades, they trying to get out. So you know how the power hour for us is. All this is happening within this one small window of trading session, and you can just do yourself a favor. Unless the price leave the chop zone, don't trade in that block. So coach, you come out with the pre-market setup, you can just draw a channel. As long as price is inside that little range for the first 30 minutes to an hour, just sit it out. Not only that, it's a lot of FOMO going on. So as soon as the market open, you might see the stock just shoot up in the air. Man, Tesla's shooting up,
Whole lot of FOMO going on.
Right.
Yes.
So, it's a lot of reversing and switching. So I just sit it out, me. Well.
What's up, Ted?
What's going on?
Good point. Good point, Ralph. Yes, brother.
I was playing a video in the background. Sorry. Did you hear that?
Huh?
Okay, you didn't.
No, we didn't hear it.
How you do today, Ted? What about Tesla, Ted?
I did well on my trades, but my investments went down. So.
I guess you run the risk of that, though, right? When you can't have it all at one time.
Yeah.
It comes with long.
But ultimately, you got good investments, so they'll go back up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping.
We are just chilling out with Coach. Yeah, we're chilling out with Coach's EWO playlist. I'm normally doing support and resistance, but we're gonna hit the EWOs tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, people have been asking for training on that, so I figured let's play that playlist tonight and kind of pick it apart a little bit,
That'd be good. I hope I didn't come off too strong against Sergio. It's like we have to make sure that it's coach approved.
I missed that. What'd you say to Sergio? I think about you chewing up Rex the other day.
Well, Ted, we understand that you're gonna take up for your family, your brother, and everything.
He's my brother. Well, actually, I've learned the hard way. Actually, it's not a bad strategy that he's taking as long as he gets out at the end of the day.
Is he talking about holding for like a week?
No, he's talking about basically a leap. Well, at least 3 months or further out.
Yeah.
There's no theta. And he just sits on it during the day and then gets out by the end of the day.
Cause see, I was thinking about that. Okay, so what Sergio is doing, is he really breaking the rule? You know what I mean? So the rule states, unless you plan on holding overnight, right? You go 90 days out. But if I'm gonna sell today, as long as the options contract isn't expiring today, then I can go back.
Coach never explicitly says that you have to get out of your long-term trade.
Well, what was Sergio?
Yeah, because I'm like, is that what Data was doing? Like, what's the point of buying it so far out?
Data was actually much more dangerous. He was like out of the money calls for that week, hoping and praying that like Apple would spike up.
Gotcha. For the same week?
For the same week, yeah.
So what was the
2 weeks out or
there?
whatever, but he'd be underwater. You've been underwater in these out of the money plays. It's hard to get over water.
Your head above water, right?
Your head above
That's
water.
That's why Coach doesn't teach us how to do that dumb crap.
Yeah.
It's basically gambling.
And I could see how some people might do it if they know one stock but it's really risky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you talk about your deltas, right? Your deltas are really low. You're really looking for like just an earthquake to happen and an outlier event to happen. And how often does that happen?
Right.
So what is the rules? Like, so if I buy option today and I'm planning on selling it today, is it out of the rules for me to go to the next day on the option chart?
Yes.
The next week? For the next week, I meant to say.
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. Well, that kills that then, because
that's why I wanted to emphasize that with Sergio is he's like, well, like he was advising somebody to hold it off, like hold it overnight, and then he said, and then tomorrow morning when it goes down, you can average in. And I was like, well,
that's totally against the rules, right?
Why take the negative energy? Why not just sell out today, pull off the Band-Aid, whatever your loss is your loss.
Exactly.
And then tomorrow, when it does what Sergio was saying, that it goes down and it's starting to go up, then double down.
That's wishful thinking.
Right.
At least you're much more in control of directionality in that world.
Right.
Well, you're not in control of it, but at least you're riding the momentum far better.
Right. You don't have control over what's going on. See, I thought he was just buying and then selling it today, but going to the next week and the options change. Like that's
what he was doing was have you ever bought one of these like expire in February kind of things, or
like a leap?
I haven't, because they're
like
so
a leap.
expensive.
A leap is a
I
year
get it,
generally,
yeah.
but a longer term expiration.
Right. Yeah.
What's really nice about it is it moves really slow.
Right. You get a lot of time.
So, for instance, I have a I'd call it a half leap, right? I think it expires in April or May of next year on snow, because I really do think that snow is going to go up. Everybody's got this energy on AI for the enterprise. Snow is just superior architecture, so I really do think that they're going to start to execute. So I have a long-term play on that, and it expires. So I don't have it doesn't decay, but snow was down. Snow was down by the end of the day a full %.
You play snow a lot, don't you?
No, not as much, but it was down a full %. I can't get used to this music in the background.
What?
I thought maybe it was like my phone was on or something.
No, man, we got to have some flavor on here, dude. Got to have a little music going on.
So I was up something like $400, and it's a long-term play, and I considered selling it, and I probably should have. But I'm still in it long-term, and I'm looking it up right now. But at the end of the day, it went down, and I'm down $320 with it. But it expires, in 2024.
So you got plenty of time.
Got plenty of time. But the thing is,
those are so expensive, though. That's the only reason why I don't really do them. But I get the logic behind them, because you're buying time. You don't have to worry about the data as much.
Well, right, and that's why when Sergio first mentioned it, I said that's good that you're becoming an investor, because that a portion of everybody. Here's the thing: if you just do nothing but trade options, you could end up losing it all.
Yeah,
I want to be very clear about that. So get used to the idea of a certain percentage of whatever it is that you have. Just buy stocks.
Diversify, definitely.
Diversify, yeah, because
you're absolutely right.
Because at least you own something. With options, it's a tough world, and you have to take the good with the bad, and the bad sometimes isn't a lot of fun. So anyway,
I've finally gotten on Coach's payroll. Took me forever and a day, but I'm using some of that. I said, now that I'm finally on Coach's payroll, I'm using a little bit of it to buy some of the dividend shares.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Good.
Yeah.
And that's I'm what Coach advises.
Yeah, I really couldn't, do anything like that before. So I'm like, it makes sense to do that. You know what I mean? I was talking about doing that, and now finally I can do a little bit of that. So yeah, you're right. I'm already thinking long term, and you can't just live off of options. You have a bad day in options if you don't have something backing it up, like cover calls, like dividend stocks, like just regular shares that you're just sitting on. You're crazy. You got to diversify.
Right.
Have a little bit of every, and then even within that, diversify what you're investing in.
Exactly.
I was loving it. Deviate girl Angel was talking about how she's in oil a lot and stuff, and energy. It's not just all tech. So it's like, even within that, diversify sectors as well, because one day tech could be shooting you.
Right, and that's how the investors, the big boys, invest. Right, they move in and out of sectors all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, without a doubt. So like if I look at my holdings in that account that didn't do too well today, I guess I ended up it's interesting because my other account actually went up at the very end, so I'm up 400 for the day. But I have in my safe account, I've got like Activision, which was safe, right? Because Microsoft's going to buy them, and I know that it's going to stay right around $93 to $96. It's not going to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Mara, and that's my worst performer, down 20% overall, but I'm just holding on to it just to say that I have a little bit of crypto.
Mm-hmm.
JB Hunt gets me into transportation. Caterpillar gets me into construction. Lululemon gets me into kind of, fashion
Clothing
and things like that. I did buy into ARM, not expecting too much on that. It's a small investment. I've got Airbnb, Wells Fargo.
So you've got banking, you've got real estate,
and Berkshire Hathaway, which is diversified even more, right?
Right, because then you've got Geico, Coca-Cola, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And that mix didn't do too well for me today.
Yeah, you got a little bit of everything. You got a little bit of everything. That's pretty cool.
I always hear Coach tell the story about one guy who had the Mara, and he was telling him you need to diversify, and then the crypto went bad and it like ruined this account. I don't know if y'all ever heard him say that before.
I think I do remember hearing him say that at one point, yeah.
So
I know Mara was something Jimmy liked too.
In my growth account, I have Nvidia, Apple, Tesla, Taiwan Semiconductor, Fubo. I still have ADTX, which is kind of ugly, but I feel like that could do something long term. 10x Genomics, DNA, Shopify, Warner Brothers, and that's it. But those are all shares, right? And so then I play with options, and usually I do better. But today I didn't do so well.
But you know what?
That's good.
But you see that last list that I gave you is really, I'm nervous because it's really, I've got to watch it because we're, if tech takes another dive, I'm going to get hit. Because I've got a lot of Tesla, I've got Apple.
Yeah.
Well, you can always
go wrong with them though, because eventually they'll be back up.
I told TJ that today. I said the thing is about shares with a blue chip like Apple and the Bama, you can almost not go wrong because you get in and then it reverses on you. Just hold it. It's gonna go back away. We're not taxing, not telling nobody to buy, sell, or hold here.
Right.
But it's Apple. You know what I mean?
So I might experiment with doing covered calls with Apple. I don't know what Coach would say about that.
I want to get to that point where I do that with Apple, where I'm buying enough Apple or getting some secure cash secure puts and getting some Apple stock and doing that. I would love to do that with Apple. I just want to be an Apple all the way around, not just doing options.
Yeah. Plus, who knows? I mean, the Tesla dividends are pretty good, huh?
Where are they now? Because they were down to 53 cents from 86. Where are they now?
Let me see. My last payout on Tesla.
Wasn't it like 70 something cent?
Oh, so they came back up? You like that music better, Ted? It's lo-fi.
I don't let's see where I got it. So, did I get paid out of?
I'll go ahead and play the video till you find it.
There you go.
So same thing again, Robert. Are you an experienced trader?
I am not.
So the first 30 minutes is where we get chewed up, right? So again,
Yep.
and I'm not picking on you guys. I'm just letting you know there's a reason why I say it. Do you see look at the difference between 10 o'clock and before it? Do you see a difference?
Yeah.
So up, down,
Big
up.
difference.
And then you just got down, up. So the first 30 minutes again are really rough, but I see what you're talking about here. I
was hoping like hell that Apple did that today, and it did not.
Happen to get in during the worst time, which means you're going to get shredded. This right here, good luck deciphering that code. That's what happened today. Do you see the roughness?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's really rough. Now,
that's what we're telling you new guys. Give yourself that grace period, because at some point it will eventually do this. Every day is not going to be like it was today.
Had you waited your 30 minutes yesterday, right here, you'd be like, oh, but I missed this run. You're like, well, wait till it flips. Do you see this flip?
Yes.
Right there's your buy somewhere in here. And guess what it did the rest of the day?
It was up.
Yep. So yesterday, your trade would have been, don't look here. This isn't for you. It would have been wait till flip. There's your buy. There's the run. Now, what I wanted to show you is you asked, well, when it flips green to red, do you get out? You see how it flipped red to green here?
Correct.
But if you entered down here, do you need to worry about it flipping right here? Nope. Right? Just like even in here. Now it's closer to the day, but even in here, do I really have to worry if it flipped up here when I bought it down here? Nope. You see what I'm saying? Because if this was a longer time frame, this could be up like this, right? This right here and this valley could have been a red. This could have been a red on your Elliott. But since you bought it like down here, do you care when it does this little dip just because it shows you it changed color? Nope. Okay. Does that make sense?
Please, if you have not signed up for the VIP program, particularly the lifetime VIP, go right now to the link that's located in the description of this video that says click here to join American Dream Trading and get yourself signed up. Remember, just a year of the VIP is only $2,500. It started out at $7,500. Coach has got it on sale right now for a lifetime. That was $7,500 is now only $5,000. So we don't know if he's going to continue that past today. So take advantage of it.
Looking at the comments.
Big poll is.
You found it?
TJ, yeah, I do dollar cost average on the way in.
Is where you made a lot of money. This is where you entered sometime on this candle, right? It did all the things. And then this one was pay. That one candle move is where you made all your money. That was payday. So if you did what you're supposed to do, because you entered a 2-minute EWO, 25 to 40%, it is still below VWAP. It's still bearish, right? It's doing exactly what you wanted. You knew you didn't have to worry about it till it got down here. Everything looked great. That was the perfect setup for you. And then this one was payday. There you go.
I just made $4 on the spot pull from my one contract, and I'm excited.
You know why? You did it right. You made money. You didn't lose a ton of money, and you're still able to trade today, right?
I love it, man. This is
go. You're not giving nothing back.
Thank you guys for the likes. I appreciate it. I'm sure Coach will appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't and share the content.
Here's where people will get nuked. Let me show you an oxy. Let's say they didn't trade here. They cherry picked it. First mistake, but it happened. We jumped in here. It's flat. Then you're like, oh, I don't like it. And then it breaks up here and you're like, I'm out, right? Does this look like everybody? This is the point to take the money. You were so far into money, you turned this winner into a loser, right? You literally went from a massive green trying to hold this thing till the cows come home, and you let it come all the way back up to where you were. And then you get into this range like, well, I don't know. Well, then, of course, pay dirt, but still, you're putting yourself through all these damn emotions when you really didn't need to. For me, if I enter this trade right here and it jerks really hard, I'm out. This candle is a 5% candle in the single candle. So if you entered here and it did this one, you're already up at least 15-20% on that candle if you didn't even wait till the whole thing.
Wow. Hopefully you guys are really getting some good information on these 2-minute EWO videos. They are stellar. Shout out to Carter for all the editing work.
So right here, we entered a 2-minute, and I always say, right, 25 to 40%. That rule changes the second it breaks. Let me show you what I mean by that. It came down here, it did it.
If anybody has a trade they want to come up on the panel and discuss, don't forget the link is right there in the description of the video to join the panel. Come on up, let's pick it apart, let's talk about it.
Exactly what you wanted to do. Then it moved back up, it broke, and it held above VWAP. That tells me to get out. Right? That tells me to get out. In this trade, I wouldn't be here. You right? If you were in this trade still and it did all this, congratulations to you. But I'm telling you, if this breaks up here, back up to above VWAP, I'll just take the money I made from here to here and I want out. I don't worry about this move because it broke everything that it was supposed to do. It bounced. It couldn't hold. It stayed up here. I am out. Okay, so that wouldn't be a bad trade if you're like, well, coach, I didn't want to stay in it. Well, hell no, I wouldn't stay in it anyways, because the next move should have been here, right? So nobody panic. Sometimes this move will happen. That makes sense to everybody?
Yep, thanks, coach.
You're welcome, because otherwise, right, if you got like nerves of steel, you went here to here to here. This is tough. This is a tough trade, because as soon as this bounced back up here and it stayed, I don't want it, okay? So.
Yep, thanks, coach.
Shout out to Eric Smoto. Miss him. Where's he been? Eric!
Yeah, Tesla's still on that 2-minute. So if you're in the 2-minute EWO on Tesla, you're still sitting pretty. It's still below VWAP. This is a really good place to be on your 2-minute, by the way. So let's say this was your 2-minute around here. The nice thing is because it's below VWAP. Do you see that?
Good time to get in right now?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was at the 2-minute. Now you're scalping, but yes. Do you know? Can you tell me why? Yep, VWAP. You can see right here it changed. Our 2-minute happened. The second, now the third 2-minute is longer than the other 2-minute. You can see it's stair-stepping. It's staying below VWAP. Do you see all these indicators? That's a lot happening saying, yeah, that's good.
That's so huge to make sure you get in on that second candle.
American Dream Trading.
Top 40. But yeah, it's so huge to get in on that second candle as long as it's bigger than the first. It could be 3 or 4 candles in before that happens, but it's the second candle that's actually bigger than the one before it, where the first occurrence of that happens. Because if you get in there, and then the stock does drive in one direction, no matter what happens, you're ahead. When it starts pulling back later on down the line, you're not losing everything because you got in it late. It took me a couple times of beating my head against a wall and getting stopped out for me to see what coach was talking about with that. It's like, if I get in like 3 or 4 candles in, what's the difference? You know what I mean? I'm still like it's only like a couple minutes, but no, it does make a difference because the stock can do a whole hell of a lot in that couple of minutes. So if you get in right when you're supposed to, you can stomach a lot, and especially if you have a smaller position size.
Looks like Pixie is holding up in the aftermarket, huh?
I wonder if Christina, where you at, girl? She was in that, and probably still is.
Pixie? What is it, Pixie?
Yes.
Well, you know what?
Hey, listen.
We should ask her if she was able to get out.
She used the stop loss.
She couldn't get out.
We're moving forward, all right? We're moving forward.
Yeah, these were the hot stocks of the day right here.
No, Pixie was a previous hot stock pick of the day.
Well, yeah, no, I'm talking about what kind of blew up today though. These three.
Let's see if there's any news on Shift Pixie.
Yep. So, well, here's what I would do, and this is how you're going to get the most bang for the buck. When you see this change, it's going to do it again at some point. That's going to be a good indicator to get out. This actually does the same thing as this, right? It's going to change the direction. This will start to go red. So at any point, watch for this, and then you can start to help decide. Otherwise, you're right. If you start seeing this, but honestly, here's the thing. If this starts to pull really hard, like if this starts to sag, you're going to get a triangle way before the place that you bought it anyways, because of this. See how close it already is? This will turn into a red triangle most likely before you would break even anyways. But until then, let it do its thing.
Coach, if you missed that first 2-minute sign on the EWO,
yep.
Is there something definitive that you could still get in past that, or?
Well, no, because now you're in a scalp, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Now, so here's what's cool. Now let me show you this. So right here was an entry, here was an entry, here was an entry. Is this an entry? It's not an entry because you're in this trade.
Well, yeah.
Do you see what I'm telling you guys? Yep. Well, check this out. So here's what should have happened. You entered this trade, right? It changed. You got out. You entered this trade, right?
Yeah. Yes.
It changed. You got out and you got in this trade. Guess what? You're still in. So this one didn't exist in your world because you're sitting in this one still, right?
So Pixie is actually going to do a reverse.
Here's why I would be cautious of using a trailing stop versus a stop loss, or because of things like this. Do you see this one?
Yeah.
If you had a trailing stop, that could have kicked you up.
Did you see that?
Oh, but you know.
Silent movie. Is anybody here? Hello.
I was just thinking that.
No, you know what? Now there it is. No, I was saying that you taught me this right here. Instead of waiting until it gets all the way down, and Coach always says it's running down the hill, but right here. You know what I mean? Taking profit. You guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Dawn.
Oh, okay, cool. Yep. Because I was waiting until it did all of this and losing a bunch of money instead of getting in getting out right about here. You don't wait till it gets all the way down here. You start shaving right here, and you don't get all the way out because you don't know that it's going to stay like that. So that's another important reason why you have more than one contract.
And then let me tell you something else too. Go ahead, Ted, but I add to it after you get done.
Go ahead.
All right. You see what Coach got that circled at?
Yeah.
That's a strong move up, right? So they bumped it. Other traders came in, pushed it up higher. Then it started to fall down. If you draw a line across, what happens when it comes to the same area? The price explodes again because they had to put a heavy market order on for it to bump up the way it did. So once it goes up, all the orders ain't filled. Then they have pending orders left right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever it come back down to the same area, if they were to take those orders off there, it'd be at a loss, right? So they just leave them on so that way they can get filled again. After they take the profits off of these, it's going to come back into the area and fall right back into it.
Okay. I think I see what you mean there. And it's emphasized by the huge candles, right?
So in this scenario, what day was this? Can you see the date?
I don't know what that's Tesla.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah,
is it Tesla? I don't know what that is.
It was Tesla at 142. So let me take a look. 142.81. Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me look at my Tesla crystal ball. I have to go.
This must have been right after it started coming back up from that 104 bullshit.
So in other words, guys, just get in on a 2-minute EWO candle, hold through it, and once it starts to pull back, get out. Get in, get up, get out. Don't worry about all that.
Or shed, rather.
Yeah, and shed.
Shed when it starts to pull back, and that way, if it continues to go up like it did here, clearly, you're still in it and haven't given up the whole ghost.
Mm-hmm.
So this was definitely a bull day for Tesla.
Yes.
And he's highlighted it where?
You got the circle drawn right there at it's not a second candle, but it is a second candle because
right, it's below 141.
That's one of them set it and forget it days right there. Look how strong the
let's
evil
just say
is.
It's 141.
I think
I have to go way back for this. Gosh, if I could turn back time.
All days right there.
If I could turn back time.
Okay, so this was the 23rd of January.
That's pretty impressive.
How did you find that, Ted?
Yeah, right?
Date on it? Yeah.
Triangulated on the stock.
Wow.
That's how
right,
you know
that makes sense. That's how you chart. He went back to when it was last trading at that level.
Okay, yes. Yeah, so
and then pinpointed it right down to the day.
Right. All right.
Just because the pattern looked the same.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I'm doing this is because this is an older one. I think Coach should start featuring TradingView in his explanations because I think they go together, right?
Listen, we didn't have TradingView back then.
Maybe the later ones do.
Yeah.
At this point in time, we didn't have the TradingView indicator yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the point.
No, that isn't the time to.
Huh? Go ahead.
The point is that in this particular world, Don, the TradingView indicator would have been you're well above the green cloud.
Yes.
And if you're doing the EWO, why shave off at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would never me personally, I would never shave off in here at all.
Okay.
It's not giving me. Yeah, no. Up top there, like I was saying, like if you could see my mouse here, in here is where I'd start shaving.
Well,
right there.
interestingly enough, Coach does teach Can you zoom into yours?
I can't.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Let's see if I can zoom into yours. The beauty of did you draw that circle or Coach drew it?
Coach drew it.
Okay, so if you were to draw another circle at 145.38, what we also learned from Coach is that engulfing red candle was your signal to get out.
Yeah. Talking about up here?
Right up there at the top, yeah.
Yep.
It's like
where
a
that
teaser top.
triangle is?
Yes.
That's the engulfing red candle, which is the kiss of death to your bull trade.
That's where and that's ultimately where
it didn't show you anything like that all the way up. Even at Coach's circle, it never really did that, did it?
Nope.
It gradually kind of petered out a little bit, went down a little bit, but no engulfing candle at all.
Because I remember one time Coach was like, open up any chart. Anywhere that you see the market turn, most of the time it's an engulfing candle on one. If it's not on that one, go to the next time frame, you'll see it.
David calls them the twins.
So there is a certain wisdom to maybe, getting to the point where you understand if you're following these candles really well. Let's look at the halfway point. There's a nice stair step going on, right? No signal to get out. Then it goes across, and then it goes up. No signal to get out. Then it goes across. It goes up. No signal to get out. Then it goes up, and then it starts to do the crab walk.
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
And at that time, you just get on out.
So if you've got a good profit going,
you're done for the day.
You exit before you get to that red candle, and be happy with your trade, because if it gets to that red candle, that takes off, a big chunk of your gamma, and it makes a pretty significant difference between getting out on that green candle than getting out on the red candle. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So yeah, you can sit a little bit better there.
It's starting to level off, and at that point, my guess is that you're probably up close to 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And who wouldn't want that trade?
What I do is watch the EWO. As long as the EWO getting bigger, that gives me more confidence.
Yeah, it's definitely an engulfing.
He says that he sees a red engulfing. I guess there is.
Right there.
No, I'm looking at the circle that Coach drew.
This one. What pattern is that right there? Is that
is
like
a red engulfing.
Like a tower top.
Yeah, but that's a doji right there. So that's like a evening star or something like that.
Maybe
well, it's like three. It's like three candles in it. That's like a.
Right, it's a pattern.
What they call it, a tower top pattern or something like that.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily a tower top pattern because. I don't know.
I guess the difference between the engulfing candle on the left and the engulfing candle up at the top is precisely that. It's at the top that you've risen to a certain point, and then you get that engulfing, that indication going down. When it's kind of still in the mix of a lot of other candles, you're not necessarily getting indication of directionality. Does that make sense, Tough?
Yeah.
I feel like Kilroy because I'm zooming in on my screen.
See, this is another thing that I be looking at, and I think I had told Dawn this. I was like, look at the EWO and look at the price action of Apple. It's not going to drop like the rest of the stocks. Like today, Apple stayed up. Like Apple came up and went over a strong level. Like if it's a strong level that has been around support and resistance, I got a line right there. And the weak ones, well, not necessarily weak ones. The zones, I put boxes on my chart. But I know Apple broke up through a line today. And Don called it out.
It was making me feeling like it was going to do this because it was going against the grain. SPY, everything was going down. Apple stayed up.
So what made me know that Apple was going to stay up is the EWO was making lower highs, but Apple was still making higher highs. That shit was going against each other. Like that's a diversion right there. So that's how I knew it was gonna still stay up. Like this one right here, you see the strong up move, but then the EWO is dipping off. So that one went off over here, but that one going down, price still going up.
Right.
To get out, we're not even close to VWAP, and you entered the trade down here, so which is somewhere in this range. So you're making money all the way up to here. You sure don't want to get out there, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah, because all of this is going to be profit, even if it came all the way down to VWAP until it broke even in something here. Now, of course, if you saw this and you're like, well, I don't like it, well, then you can move your stop up tighter, right?
Okay.
So, but this type of move is what scares everybody out, right? They entered somewhere in here. They're like, yay. And they were like, ooh, this is really tough. I don't like it. And then like, yay. And then this happens. They're like, I want out. I'm like, well, you fought so hard to get through this. Why does this one scare you?
Okay. That's a good, okay.
And here's the good thing. The higher this goes, even if it pulls back, well, you bought it down here, right? The buy, which is, way down here. And you're like, oh, this took a big dip to like right here. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. So you're this far away from where you started. It's still not scary, right?
No, you got a nice buffer.
Yeah, you've got to put it into perspective. So the reason why the Jimmys and Bradys are able to hold on to this is because let's look at the distance. Let's say this was your buy line, right? Let's say you bought it here. You see this?
Okay.
Bigger and bigger and bigger. So you don't have to worry as much. That's why I said the better timing you got in here, the more risk you can take, because you have the buffer is huge, right?
So
by the time you get up to the top, you're like, well, I'm already up, 80% or 100% or 200. I mean, you heard some of them 400%. Well, if you're up 100% up here, even if this pulled back and did some of this, you can still give up 20% pretty easily, right? To see what's going to happen. Still a giant successful trade until you're to the point where like, hey, I don't like it. You can see it bounce, which means you can still be in it. But do you see what I'm saying? This never once until here started to even look like, oh no, right? Like Tesla's been great. Now, SPY was different, but Tesla wasn't. SPY had all sorts of red flags and what the heck, and look at the difference of SPY. But same thing again. So let's say you got in here. Let me zoom this back. And remember, smaller position size is going to allow you to run through those, right? Because if you had a really small amount, would you have cared if it pulled back $4?
No, not at all.
No.
Yep. But if it pulled back 400 or 4,000 or 40,000, you might have went gulp and then bailed out. So until you can get to the point where 400, 4,000 or 40,000 is still like, and then you won't be able to do this because you're mentally still going to check yourself out, right? So same thing here. So this is our buy line. Right? So everything here, still looking great, starting to get questionable, right? But look at the size difference. Look at the difference, right?
Still way up. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, even in here, right? Mentally here, if your buy line was here, you're still set, right? And it's at VWAP. But this very beginning stage is when you got to mentally be like, I got this. So whatever that means, let's say maybe some of you, let's say you had 10 contracts, okay? Let's say you get up to this point and you're starting to get nervous. Get rid of them. Have 2 or 5. If you're like, oh, I still don't like it. Okay, get rid of it and go 1. You're still like, oh, I don't like it. Sell it. Buy a very small out of the money contract that would be worth about 25% of 1. Let it ride. Ooh, that's comfortable. That's your move. That's your jam. Let it go.
That's exactly what happened to me today. You can always scale out,
Yes. Yep. As it's going up, you can take away. Pulls back really hard. Take away a little more. You still got 1 or 2. By the end of this run, this is where I want you all to mentally be. At the end of this run, I would still love for you to be in at least 1. Whatever that means. 1 for $10, 1 for $1,000. Whatever that means to you that you can like, I'm okay. Because if this was worth $10 and it did this, and that pulled back $2, I promise all of you would have stayed in that. Am I right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That was interesting that he was advising going in as a retreat mechanism into the out of the money trades.
Yeah. Probably for position size, right? That's
Probably,
the only time.
I would wonder if he still thinks that way. This was back in January.
Stocks just take forever to get up there, then they just drop so fast. You know what I'm saying? The drop come fast.
Actually, you said something earlier, and I started to kind of come in and play devil's advocate a little bit when you said it, but I decided against it because I just, I'm like, he made a good point. Just let that chill. Talking about when you said that earlier, Ted, I think you were talking to somebody in the call about not really going further out in the money, which remember when we were all talking about getting the traction? There is a couple of instances where you want to go a little bit further out. It's for position size. But I didn't say anything because Coach always says, listen, if you got to go that far out, you shouldn't be in that stock. You need
I don't know what you mean by, what do you mean by position size?
You don't know what I mean by position size? How much you're paying for premium.
Right, but Coach will tell you that's let's say that you're going out of the money, you're buying 5 because you're like, wow, that's a really good value.
Right.
If you believe what I said, and it's true, that the deltas do really reflect your odds, your probability, right? Because good stock traders are probabilistic. Mm-hmm. That your delta really does correspond to your probability of actually getting in the money.
Mm-hmm.
Then Coach would argue that buying that stuff on sale when the delta size gets, smaller and smaller, your chances of being successful get smaller and smaller, is like getting a deal on a Yugo.
Well, I understand what you're saying. Everything that's cheap don't always equals better. So.
Right.
And which is why
it depends on the day.
Yeah, because I would never go past
the trade.
2 out of the money. Like today, I got 2 Apple calls that were 2 out of the money. It wasn't the first one out of the money; it was the next one because it was $30. The delta was still 0.20, so that's still a decent delta.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would never anymore go where it's 0.0 anything because
that's what I mean.
You're spinning your wheels.
You're still you're still looking at a delta that's in probably the 30s or so.
Yeah. Yep.
But I mean,
and even 20s isn't bad.
Yeah, but you do need to accept that given the way that Apple moves, right?
Mm-hmm.
That even going one additional spot out of the money, given the fact that Apple is notorious for being 1% or less, could be the difference between making a little money and being in the red.
Yeah, definitely.
We had the question so many times. I bought this contract and the prices the day ended up, and how did my call go bad? I hear that so much. I hear.
No, I mean, I could see that if we're dealing with Tesla, right? The Tesla's notorious for being extremely volatile. I mean, somebody said today that he predicted that the stock could be up or down 12, and that next week it's like 18.
Yeah.
Then maybe the out of the money is, even though the delta wouldn't reflect it,
mm-hmm.
it knowing what you know about the stock, it could whipsaw and go up real fast, and then you'd be in the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
That's how Tesla works. But with Apple, that's a tougher one.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
same thing again. While it could bounce to the upside, again, you're at a risky point. Let me show you. Now, we know Apple was up today, so the general consensus is to the upside. So that's why I love the fact that you're thinking a call instead of a put, right? So I do love that. I do love that fact. But what you've got to be careful of is right here. So you should have already been in a put if you're entering a play, right? Now, while you were in this put, because that was your 2-minute EWO, told you made money to here. Now you're waiting to see what the break of VWAP is, right?
Yep.
But this wasn't a call. This was a put. See it? It's a dangerous put because you're at VWAP, which could pop. So right now you'd be checking yourself like, okay, should I really be in this put or not? Because if it stays above VWAP, that's no good for a put. But is this a definitive call? No. If this reverses, right? If you see this trend reverse and it's still above VWAP, absolutely. So this is the same thing again. Do we want more of a 50-50 shot, or do we want to wait till it stays above and then have more of a 70 or 80%, right?
Right.
So I would be looking at a better trade versus just making a trade. Does that make sense?
Yep. I think I was going to keep my eyes on it for now, not trade it.
Yeah. Great question, though. Great
Definitely.
question, because that is a tough spot.
Dude, that would be cool to have DT on here.
Mm-hmm. I hear that a lot too. People be like, "Is it time to get in the put yet?" Mashulo, it's time to get in the put. Like Mashulo, that Evo is no.
I tell you what,
if it's up all day, just
I'm just not as good on the puts as I am on the calls.
I am. I love
here. That's so funny you said that, because I used to could not stand puts. I hated puts. I just couldn't get around them. Now I find I like them better than calls.
Yeah, it's just
they're quick
in
and
this
easy.
choppy market. It's hard to make a ton of money on it.
Yeah.
If it's decided right, like earlier today, some of these stocks did go down.
Yeah. I'm gonna let this one play, and then I'm gonna probably cut us down, guys, because I've got to get on Jen's stream at 7:45.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna leave right now.
Okay.
Talk to you guys later.
Well, thanks for coming and hanging out.
Yeah, I know I came in late. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm trying to get in touch with DT. I think that'd be fun to have her join.
I do too.
Especially since it's an hour that's probably better for her from a work perspective.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to have my son. Don't be a stranger now. Don't be a stranger,
Right?
Ted.
See you guys.
My southern side.
The whole
you take care now, you hear?
checklist has got to be there. What ways are trending? Where's VWAP? Where is it on the 200? How's the overall look? What's global news, right? Is there anything that could be affecting it? Did it pull down and stay down, right?
Yeah.
So you got to go through all the checklists. If you're in options, same thing. You might have bought it up here on the options. It pulled way back. This might have triggered. It'd be close. I don't think it would have hit 40%, but it would be tough. I'm not going to lie. This would be a tough ride. If you bought these at the top and it did this, that's a tough ride, right? I honestly wouldn't blame anybody if that ride hurt you. Like, I get it. That could be. But the rule is, as long as it stays above VWAP, it never breaks below with like either a giant long candle or starts to form a bunch of candles underneath, right? That means to get out, then you could still be in it. But this was a tough trade for anybody. I don't care expert or not. This is a tough trade. You bought it here, pulled back down to here. This was all questionable. You really started questioning yourself here. You started sweating.
Yeah.
Right. And then you sold it. And then you're like, so I get it. That one was a tough trade. That's just a tough trade. And unfortunately, we're going to run into those sometimes, right? They can't always be perfect. They just can't. But yeah, that's a tough trade.
Well, hey, coach, that comes with experience because I was trading right then.
Yeah.
And I knew that. I waited 2 or 3 minutes.
Yep.
And then I was okay with the little battle of indecision there. And I went in.
Yep.
And that just comes with experience.
It does. And patience and position size. If you're not in real heavy, then it just like that. If you're not in really heavy, like you heard me with SPY earlier, which I should have just let go, but I had my stop loss, which I thought was bigger, but hindsight, I should have had a bigger stop loss. But if your position size is small enough, none of this matters, right? None of it.
But look what happened once it broke above that resistance, though.
Yes. It was off to the races.
Still would have been scary, though. But you
ain't worried about that.
You ain't worried about that because you're up.
Yeah, when you're that far in the green, it doesn't really matter,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can't wait to have those. Since I've been playing with Apple for the past couple of weeks, I haven't seen it really run up like that and stay up like that. So I'm looking forward to a couple of days like that. That'll be. And then it's like you can't not get into them thinking, you never know when it's going to decide to do that. Today, I thought was going to be that day.
I thought it was going to be that too. I ain't going to lie.
I thought it was going to be that day. When SPY was going down and Apple was still holding up, I'm like, oh, shit. We might be having one of those days.
That pre-market early this morning, like, what made Apple pop like that? They had some news or something?
I don't know, but it was crazy. It was crazy.
Accumulation
It was crazy
problems.
because I don't think they discovered that there was any extra news on it. I started looking. I'm like, I didn't see anything. So it could be because Apple's been down too, Ralph. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Apple's been down a lot, so it needs to start heading back. I mean, it was trading close to 200 at one point. So we're going through that rough time that everybody says is rough in the market, and I'm sure it'll be back up there within the next month. You know, so I guess only time will tell, though. But guys, thank you for coming and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody that's down in the chat. Brad, Arlo, Miranda. Thank you, Bruno, for coming and hanging out. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Nate. Thank you, Bucket. I appreciate you guys. Diesel Dan, everybody that's up in here. Tough admin. Tough Aldrin. Like
is Christina here?
Nah, your crush is not here. She's not here. And we tried to get you to talk. Maybe that would have gotten her to come. But, you know.
Nah, these guys are doing a pretty good job without me.
Oh, wait a minute. There she is. She's here. Hold on.
I gotta go.
Christina here?
Yeah.
What?
Hey,
Christina,
girl.
how long you been sitting down there waiting? How long you been waiting, Christina?
We can't hear her. Yeah, we can't hear her. Yep.
Christina did her thing today. All right.
Still can't hear. This is the best. This is the best time ever. We can't hear her.
I heard all of it. I can hear you.
How long you was waiting out there, Christina?
I'm sorry, guys. I was late and I wasn't even gonna come on. I'm just busy. But I wanted to pop on and say hi.
Busy's good.
Well, thank you for popping on and saying hi.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you for being there still. Because I just put it on and I was listening, and then you said you were gonna hang it up, and I was like, oh, I gotta try and get on there.
Aw. Yes,
How'd you work out with Pixie?
With what?
With Pixie.
Oh, Pixie?
Bruno is crazy.
I don't even know. What
Bruno said?
Bruno is so crazy, dude. He's hiding.
He doing?
He's looking over his laptop. He's looking over his laptop. Like, is she there? She dipped out.
Yes. It worked. It worked, folks.
Did it actually really work? No,
I lost you guys for a minute. I was gone for a minute. I don't know what happened. My phone cut out again.
Bruno did it. He had some kind of thing that he did magically. Yeah.
I bet. I figured as much. So, did I miss a lot? I heard you guys with that trait, Coach's video. That was good. I wasn't watching. What's funny? What are you guys doing to me?
No, I'm laughing at Bruno down there.
Christina, you got to stop being so defensive.
So what?
You got to stop being so defensive.
Well, because every time I get on, I hear everybody talking shit about me.
Nope, don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that.
I just get on, you guys are talking shit.
Well, do you have coaches indicator? No, I don't know nothing about that.
No, I just know.
I heard you today.
I just got on.
Guess
what
I found, Christina?
What?
I found it.
What'd you find?
Remember I lost the bell? I found the bell.
Oh.
I thought Bruno snuck in here and stole it just to keep
your bell.
They should have a mute button.
Yeah, they should. For you. Well, I'm just busy. I'm working in my garage. I just thought I'd pop on and say hi. I got so much shit to do. You guys are hanging up anyway.
Yeah, we're hanging up, but thank you for coming in and saying hi.
You missed Ted, though. Ted was here.
Ted was there. I heard you guys talking. And was it him that was getting... No, I don't know. Today, somebody got snappy with somebody. I thought it was Ted. I don't remember.
Who got snappy with who?
Somebody got snappy. I don't know. I don't remember. I'll remember later and I'll tell you.
I think Ted said that he got snappy with Sergio a little bit.
He got snappy with somebody for some reason.
He got snappy. He said he felt like he got snappy. But
maybe it was the other guy that was calling in. Not calling in, but talking, saying how he knew, like, he used to be a teacher, and he was saying how he knew that this is going to go up, and Ted got mad. Like, you don't know that, something like that.
Well, he didn't get mad.
Not mad, but he got snappy.
No, he just said, "Well, we don't know that because it's the truth.
Right.
We don't want to say something's
still
going to go
something
on."
of interest, something to gossip about. That's all I'm saying.
Everybody asks, "What do you think AMD is going to do?" And I'm like,
Yeah, let me get out my crystal ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he said he was doing well. Whoever the guy was, he said he was doing well anyway. So. Right.
Bruno, what did you see in the dream?
Business lines are for.
That's what we need to know.
I honestly woke up. I got 0 sleep last night. That's why I'm so tired. I woke up.
Hey.
I always wake up with no alarm clock, and I'm like, oh, it's time to get on. It's time to get on the call.
That trade you took the other day was phenomenal.
All right, guys, I gotta go.
I'm telling you, it took.
All right, girl.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Oh, that's what's going on. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna hit you up.
Okay.
$30 in my
Yeah.
pocket.
Bye.
Bye. Get off that call, girl.
Boa noite. Boa noite.
Get your ass up out of you talking to the people.
Yeah. You know.
Yep, I got
you. It. All right. Bye.
Bye. Don't get in trouble.
All
Get
right,
off.
Christina.
Bye.
You don't spend enough time. You don't spend enough time with those folks.
You're right.
I get it all the time.
Right. I know.
Shouldn't you be like learning something so you can get out of there? And I'm like, yeah, I know, but if I ain't scheduled, I ain't got nothing to do.
Yep. I know. I'm so blessed. My wife is so patient with that because she's always I'm a workaholic, she's a workaholic. You know, like right now she's setting up to do her stream and I'm gonna go on there and we're gonna be like both of us are like trying to get somewhere with this YouTube thing too. So just putting ourselves out there and being available.
Yeah, she's patient. She's
She is. She really is. Well, we're 2 peas in a pod. We're in the house together all day long. So the fact that I'm off over here trading and she's off over there working and then doing the vegan thing, we meet in the middle and it's like, hey, love you, and then we're off back doing our own thing again. But at the end of the night, like Coach says, he has this time for his wife right before she's ready because she goes to sleep earlier than I do. Right when we're done, that's our time. We go watch TV and chill together and then go to bed. You know what I mean? So got to make that time. But she understands, so I'm lucky. I'm blessed.
So is Meatless Monday?
It is Meatless Monday. Yes, it is. And it starts at 7:45. So thank you guys. Monday. Yeah.
I ain't gonna promise I'm not gonna eat meat, but
she's doing top tips for beginners tonight.
All right.
Yeah. So anybody who's looking to,
maybe I'll dedicate a whole month of vegan if I can.
You know what? She was saying she's gonna try to get you and Diesel Dan and see if she can't help you guys out.
The problem is it's so expensive getting ingredients other than vegetables and stuff, but it's so expensive to get stuff.
That's what I mean. Other than don't even go with the processed stuff.
I can't do it. If they made it more affordable, then it's like, you go to McDonald's to get a cheeseburger for $1.89.
You could go to an Impossible Whopper's $10.
Yeah. Last night they had buy one get one free. $7.
I know it, but here's the thing, it was just Whoppers though, right?
That's the only thing that's.
I don't think that they did it with the Impossible one. I don't know that you could request
that.
Maybe
it was Whopper. Maybe it was just regular beef.
Yeah, it was the Whopper. I was pissed all week. I'm like, why don't they have that for the Impossible one?
I've done 6 months of vegetarian.
I know. I told Jen that. I said Bruno was a vegetarian for a while.
I did it for 6 months over the summer and in Europe. You know how tough that was?
I can imagine.
He said, and in
Europe, where it's like carnivore central. Like,
yes.
I thought they didn't eat that much meat. I thought that like a Mediterranean diet was mostly veggies and stuff like that.
You go get a sandwich. It was like, it could be ham, but over there, the ham is not like the crap that we eat over here. So their ham is so much better. And that's like,
it is.
Well, I say it's prosciutto, like Italian ham, Portuguese ham, but it'd be a sandwich. Like you'd have the spicy sausage, like the dry aged stuff with cheese, and it's like everything had meat in it. So I was like,
yes, they got meat everywhere. In Germany, you could just walk down the street and buy some meat off the street. Like
I was eating grilled cheese.
You know what I'm saying? The vendors be out there.
Grilled cheese every day for lunch because I couldn't find anything else other than bread and olives and all the cheese and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was like, vegetarian. And I said, no, not in this house. Not in this house.
Wait a minute, hold up. My big fat Greek wedding. What do you mean you don't eat no meat?
Yeah,
oh
exactly.
My God,
no, listen. This is no lie, Dawn. My first day in Germany, like we went to sleep and we woke up. They came and got it. They're like, yeah, we having a what you call that? Whenever they have like a barbecue for the organizational day or whatever. Anyways, they was having like a barbecue, and I showed up. They was roasting like a whole hog with an apple in his mouth and everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had him turning and everything.
Dude,
doesn't
that freak you out?
What is this? Yeah.
You should come.
After that thing got done, I
I'm
was
so
like,
glad I'm a vegan. I couldn't even watch that. Jen's, dude, I think Jen's because her stepdad, listen, she tried to get her mom because her mom's a diabetic. She's got the neuropathy. She's trying to get her on this stuff, and she's sort of doing it and sort of not doing it. But the husband, he's a hunter. We went in his garage. He had deer gutted out hanging. I mean, this guy, he's never going to not eat meat. So it's hard for her family to follow suit. You know what I mean? Her mom and her sister, even though they really should be because they're diabetic. But it's like, it's so friggin' hard to get them to even go there because Kenny's in the house. There's no way that that's going to happen. You know what I mean? But
you could do.
They did a pig like that.
You could do bread. You could do bread over there. You just can't touch any of the desserts because all the desserts are made with cream, egg, all that stuff. So it's like that's being a vegan going to Europe is got to be probably the hardest thing.
Hey, what's up with the bread over there? Like you can't get sliced bread unless you go to like the commissary for I guess over there they take bread. If you eat bread in Europe, it was cooked that morning.
Yeah,
you break the bread.
Listen, there's no
I
shortage.
like bread better that way.
There's no shortage of bakeries where I live.
Right.
Like you go in 1,000 yards in either direction. There's a bakery within walking distance. So.
Yeah, I like bread like especially Italian bread where you just break it apart like the loaves.
We got the best bread though. We got the best bread, hands down.
That is good.
I don't care what they do over in France or Italy. We got
Italian bread is that's a weakness too. Anything Italian is a weakness for me. It's been a year since I ate pizza. I cannot have not one slice because I will relapse like crazy.
I had pizza for dinner. Ooh.
And I have not found a good vegan pizza yet.
And why they don't cut the pizza? Y'all cut y'all pizza. Like I ordered a pizza. Like, bro, cut the pizza into slices. Like, what that's supposed to do? Roll this thing?
That doesn't slice their pizza. They don't slice
Germany.
it.
They don't slice the pizza. You got to tell them to cut it up.
Who doesn't slice it?
In Germany, when I was staying in Germany, if you order a pizza, they don't.
Over there. They do it
and
with
then they put salami on it instead of pepperoni.
They do it with the fork and knife, and they're cutting their pizza. And I'm sitting there like, and they're over there cutting it with a fork and knife.
Yeah,
and
they
I'm
cut
like,
it with a fork and knife.
Idiots.
That shit crazy.
Like, we're not barbarians.
Hey guys, watch the F-bombs for me.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, but it's crazy though.
They cut it with a fork and knife.
Hell yeah!
What Bruno was doing, I walked in the restaurant like what it was doing that. Like everybody was doing that, cutting a little piece off with a fork and knife. Like, are y'all serious?
Stop cussing, dude.
Some of my fondest memories of my grandmother. The only
You're getting
grandmother,
it right, Ralph.
Yeah.
Only grandmother I had was she knew how much I love pizza, being from the States, and that was like one of my fondest memories was with her because she would always want to treat me to a pizza, and then I'd bring my her brother, which technically is related to me because if it's my grandmother's brother, and he would sit there with it. He'd try to eat it with a fork and knife, and I'm like, no, you're doing it all wrong. You're doing it all wrong. He's like, you sure? I'm like, because everybody's eating with a fork and knife. That's the locals. Let me show you how Americans eat pizza. And then as I grab it, fold it, bam, you're good to go.
Yep.
It's like, damn.
Wow, they eat with the fork and knife even in Italy?
And Portugal.
Oh, in Portugal. Wow.
Yeah.
I believe the whole place do it like that.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I don't even like folding it. I will just eat it straight up like how it is. Every now and then I'll fold it. No, my favorite scene, Saturday Night Fever, he's got the 2 slices.
I like to eat it flat. Like
yeah, I love it flat. I like it flat.
Thin crust.
I feel like I'm cheating it.
Yeah, well done, thin crust. Not the floppiness, just straight.
No,
hey,
like the crunch.
What else I find weird?
Like a cracker?
Like thin crust, like a cracker, like a crunchy crust. Oof.
Oh man!
Whenever you order French fries,
I like the flimsy one.
So look,
TJ's here.
When you order French fries,
TJ, I don't know why you getting on the panel now, brother. I'm about to shut it down.
I know. I've been here. I just can't type. I've been here. I can't type, so Bruno's ignoring me. So I just had to share the love.
Wait, I'm not ignoring you. Did you see my comment before?
I know. Just it's the same thing. All of a sudden, I won't be able to type no more. It's all right.
Watch this. TJ, what you eat with your French fries? What you eat with your French fries?
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. I knew it.
Gross.
Oh yeah.
I used to make a mixture of ketchup and mayo.
Oh yeah, right. There you go.
That's what they ask you. You want white sauce or red?
The bread over there is awesome, man. The food is
awesome.
awesome.
What is red? What is white sauce? Give me some ketchup.
Yeah. No, the embassies over there. Ralph was talking about the embassies and all that over there.
Wow.
You can't walk 20 feet without hitting a food truck.
For real, yeah.
Really?
They do. Yes,
they're not really food trucks. They're like buildings. They're built into the places where you walk. Like any public street, it's got like 20 damn instant food places in it. That's awesome.
That's
you
pretty
can
cool.
Get a sausage, a slice of meat. Every one of them got meat in it. I ain't never seen a vegan. Nothing.
Kabasi. Kabasi.
All right, why don't you get up out of here, Dawn? It's getting late.
Yeah, it's getting late.
It's 7:45 now.
Yeah, Bruno don't want to have to kick me, so you better shut it down, Dawn.
I don't kick anybody.
Hey, TJ, good job today, man. Seriously, that guy, he was on point. You're definitely moderator worthy, dude, because you come in and you help out, and you're good people. So, thank you.
Well,
he's good. He's good when he wants to be.
I try.
Y'all gotta stay off of TJ back, man. That's TJ's gonna be a good trader. I'm telling you.
No, I'm good. I wish I had the mechanics better because I accidentally got in I know everybody's trying to leave, but I actually got in a second trade. I pulled up Tesla and Apple and I realized I couldn't juggle it. I couldn't handle it. I'm trying to play stops and move stops and look left, look right. I ain't doing that no more. I got to get good at one.
It's hard to do.
And I don't know why I did it. I can't even explain, which is why I can see Ted right now asking me, why did you do that? Hell, I don't know. I just saw it and I was like, oh, that looks good. Click.
I was tempted to do that Friday with NVIDIA and Apple, but I said, nah, don't do it. Don't do it.
That was hard. And then I got stopped out on a long candle and I bought back in and then I bought 2 more. And then I'm juggling 3 different sets. I had, instead of having 5 and 3 and 2 and 1, I had like 4 and 2 and 3, and I was trying to break all the stops and then reset the stops, and by the time I did that, it moved and then I lost one, and it was like, nah, you can't be messing with this. I love what David said about just buy 2, 2, 2, and 2 and then slide them up, and that way you're just done. But I couldn't. Thanks to Bruno, I figured out how to get the trade widget working right, so now I can do that instead of having to mess around with the other things. So.
The staggered stop.
Yes, but I didn't do it today. That was the whole thing. I'm seeing these levels, I'm seeing these lines, I'm seeing these stuff. I feel it. I feel real comfortable with the trade. I'm comfortable with shares. And then I did good today, but I didn't nearly execute as well as I had to do some market trades because I got panicky. Market out, I got panicky and stuff. So, hey, tomorrow's a new day, right?
Tomorrow's a new day, like they told you down in the chat. Because I saw Arlo said that. So, yeah, stop beating yourself up. Tomorrow's definitely a new day. Guys, thank you guys for coming on here. I'm going to get on here. I'm so late. I love you guys. And everybody down in the chat, thank you for being here. Anybody that, Let me just double check because I don't want to be rude if anybody sent anything over. Hold on. Okay, so Hudson Miller, thank you very much for the tip, brother. I appreciate it. Diesel Dan, I love you, brother. Aaron Rod, thank you so much, guy. I appreciate all three of you very much. You guys are amazing. You make my day all the time. Thank you so much. Thank you for everybody being here. And again, don't forget, all trades are risky. Use your stops. And don't forget to get over to American Dream Trading and get that new VIP lifetime membership. It is there with your name on it. Have a good night, everybody. I'll end it with that commercial.